That one text marked, Emily?
She just, you wanted us to stop marking it.
This one?
We're not gonna-
What number is that?
We'll see. 312.
212?
312.
Okay, looks like everyone is present. Can we bring the jury in?
Judge, I do want to have a discussion on the record about what counsel had mentioned yesterday about opening the door to an impeachment topic. I'll say that I've had the opportunity to review the police report. It's from 2019, and the question that I posed to Ms. Dikeman was whether or not she had ever received medication from Ted Colkind. Her response was no. The police report from 2019, of which Ms. Dikeman was not prosecuted or convicted of any count, is from Deputy Pam Bedhauser, indicating that Ms. Dikeman had talked to Ted about possibly buying some of his pain medication. There was an apparent meeting time discussed, but no evidence that there was actually a transaction. And my understanding is that that's what Mr. Colkind would say as well. I don't know that that's opening the door, and I would ask the court to prohibit cross-examination on that topic.
Counsel?
I think the report is very different. I think she actually admits to buying pills from him, oxycodone pills that she originally had an addiction to in 2011 to 2013, pills that she said when she was on the stand she graduated from drug treatment court and has never used again since then, or not used without a valid prescription. And her very specific statement, I believe in the reports, is that she admits to buying oxycodone pills from Ted Colkind.
Obviously, I'm letting you take a look at the report.
Judge, this is all that we have, and I'll put it in the record here if you want. But it's a follow-up report from Deputy Bedhauser, who I'm not sure if she's still with the Sheriff's Department or not, from September 9th of 2019. It's a single paragraph where she says she made contact with Josie that indicated that Ted had previously offered her some medications. She showed Deputy Bedhauser a conversation between she and Ted from July 15th in which she inquired about having some of the medications. Ted replied, "Sure, no problem." When she asked him how much money she had to give him for them, he said $1 million, and then it included a time to exchange the pills, but there's no indication that that exchange actually took place.
That's in the report that it says.
Yes.
It says no indication.
No, it does not. It does not. Oh, well. Yeah, she indicated recontact with Ted Colkind, returned to Ted's residence, gave his oxycodone and OxyContin medication back to him, along with Jeep keys, asked if he had previously provided Josie with some of his prescription medications. Mr. Colkind told her that he did not remember and did not remember their text conversation. said that when she mentioned how he joked about the price of the medication being $1 million, Mr. Colkine was just kidding about that.
All right, I don't think, if that's the response, he's not saying that he actually exchanged it, and obviously $1 million was a joke. I think the state would think that is true.
I think his reference to it costing $1 million for the drug transaction is a joke. I agree with that. I don't think he's saying that the rest of that didn't happen or that the whole thing was a joke. And when she's being interviewed, she very clearly is telling law enforcement she's seeking this medication from him. She's asking, can I have your Oxycontin? That's drug-seeking behavior of a prescription medication that is not her prescription, which goes directly against what she testified to on the stand.
She testified that she did not take. She has not taken?
She has not received medication from Ted Colkine. She's admitted that she's received medication from her mother. We've acknowledged that. But specific to Mr. Colkine, no.
All right. I don't believe it's opened the door. We'll go from there. Okay.
Judge, if I get further clarification from that sergeant that says she actually admitted to the transaction.
And it's not in any report?
Yes.
From a 2019 situation? No. We're moving on. Okay, let's bring the jury in.
Judge, just for the record, I want to note that there's no evidence that there was an actual drug transaction with the text messages they introduced with regards to Mr. Pedrin. And this is the exact...
Get the jury coming in.
Jury coming in. You do it later.
Could you pull my legal pad from yesterday? I was using it. Thank you.
All right, everybody may be seated. We're going to continue with the testimony of Ms. Dikeman. Ms. Dikeman, why don't we have you come up and we'll have you re-sworn, have you take the stand.
You solemnly swear the testimony given this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Go ahead.
Josie, I want to start back in the days leading up to Alex's death. Were there ever times when you reached out to Derek's mom for help controlling him?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Because I was scared to call the police, so I thought I could call his mom.
All right. I'm approaching you with what's been marked as Exhibit 312. So this does this appear to be a Facebook exchange between you and Mrs. McCormick?
Yes.
And for the record, the top entry is dated UTC February 1st of 2023, 9:17 and 4 seconds UTC, which would be about 3:17 a.m. on the 1st. Is that correct?
Yes.
Josie, did you ask Ms. McCormick if she was awake?
I did.
And did you tell her why you needed her help?
Yes.
What did you tell her? Sorry.
I said, sorry, he's been drinking a lot and I'm not sure what to do.
Offer 312.
Any objection?
No.
Received.
Josie, was that the same day that you sent Derek the text where you said that you were too scared to even go to sleep?
Yes,
Was Derek's behavior out of control at that point?
yes,
Was his mom ever able to calm him down or have him behave normally in the house?
no,
Did Derek's behavior continue to be violent and erratic from the date of that Facebook exchange on February 1st up until Alex's death 10 days later?
yes, it did.
Bless you. Did Derek ever leave bruises on your arms?
Yes.
What generally would cause those bruises that you're aware of, Josie?
I feel like I always had bruises on my arms from him grabbing me.
Okay, so he demonstrated that on me yesterday. Would he grab you by the arms or by the biceps?
Yes,
What would he do when he grabbed you by the arms or the biceps?
he would pin me to the wall or pin me down to the bed.
And I'm not going to redisplay the photograph, but do you remember the photo of Alex's arm with the bruises on it?
Yes,
Do you have any idea how Alex would have gotten those bruises on his arm?
he would grab him by the arms, drag him around.
Okay. So, Josie, in some of those videos that we saw earlier, is it fair to say that you would yell at him too?
At Derek?
Yes.
Yes,
Is that something you're proud of?
no,
Were there points in time in your relationship where you felt like you had the strength to speak up against him?
there was points where I didn't, there was points where I tried talking, and then there was points where I escalated and I would yell.
Was that ever a good excuse for Derek to hit you?
No,
Would the kids sometimes see this arguing between the two of you?
they seen it a lot.
Josie, are you claiming in any respect that you always behaved perfectly towards Derek?
I didn't.
Now, since you've been arrested and charged, where are Brantley and Araya living?
Brantley and Araya are with Derek.
Have any idea what Derek or members of his family are saying to Brantley and Araya?
I have a lot of ideas.
You don't, since you're not there, do you know?
No.
I want to talk a little bit about that video of Brantley that was shown at the beginning of this case where he came in and said, Dad hit me on the head, and he goes like this. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Were you telling Brantley to make that up?
Absolutely not.
What do you remember? Did Brantley come in and report this to you?
Yes, Brantley had accidentally knocked the TV down in the room. They were jumping on the bed, watching TV. And Derek hit him over the head.
Was that an example of Derek telling the kids what to say to the authorities when he said that Mom's lying?
Yes, he always said that.
Did you see that video of Derek questioning Brantley in the bathroom?
I did.
How did Brantley look to you in that video?
He looked scared.
You recognize that look on your little boy when he was making those statements?
Yes.
And was that normal for Derek to do, to question the kids, to get them to say what he wanted them to say?
I seen it a lot with Brantley and Alex, where he would hold the phone over their face and record them and tell them what to say.
So he'd stand over them with his telephone and record them saying what he wanted them to say?
Yes.
Josie, I want to talk to you a little bit about your interactions with Alex, and I'm going to play a relatively mundane experience from after Alex broke his leg. Would you ever take Alex with you shopping when you went to Walmart or grocery stores or anything?
Yes, a lot.
Is that because you did the majority of the shopping for the house?
I did.
And if we can get the Elmo up, please. Judge, these will be going on Defense Exhibit 203. The video is labeled 48 Josie Entrance 12723 1247.AVI. This is a material that was provided to us in criminal discovery. The video this one is, I believe, 27 seconds. Offer the exhibit and move to publish.
Objection.
Receive, publish.
Okay. Josie, did you have a chance to see that video from January 27th at Walmart?
Yes, I did.
Was that you pushing the two kids in the grocery cart?
Yes.
Who were the kids in the grocery cart?
Alex and Araya.
And it looked like they had a bag of food open. Is that right?
Yes.
What food was that?
Pringles or snacks. I don't know.
Like Ritz crackers, maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
Why would you have gotten a bag of food out for Alex?
Because it keeps shopping, makes them hungry. It keeps them occupied.
Okay. Was that something that you did pretty commonly for the kids when you took them to the store for shopping?
Yes.
And it looked like Alex and Araya were smiling in that video. Is that right?
Yes.
Were they generally happy to go shopping with you?
Yes, and sometimes they would help me because all the colors and all the activity overwhelms my brain at the store, and I'd make it a game to where I'd look up items that I was getting on my phone and they would help point it out, and after they helped me at the store, they'd get a treat.
Okay. Was that pretty regular for you?
Yes.
So Alex is riding in the cart. Why is Alex riding in the cart?
He had a broken leg.
How'd you get him into the cart?
I carried him. Or no, he had his walker.
Okay. And you helped lift him into the cart?
Yes.
I'm going to go to the second video here at the checkout line. For the record, Judge, the video is labeled 49-Josie transaction 12723 1300.AVI, which I would stipulate means 1 o'clock p.m. We'll be adding this to 203. Offer the exhibit, move to publish.
Objection.
Okay, receive, publish.
Were you able to see that video, Josie?
Yes.
And before we go any further, were you able to see the Ritz Cracker logo on the bag when it was in the...
Yes.
So, looks like it's checkout time, and looks like you were struggling a little bit with the scanner at the checkout line.
Yes.
And I noticed that you bought some Red Bull, is that correct?
Yes.
Did you and Derek drink a lot of Red Bull?
I did.
But what's happening with the sucker? It looks like Araya comes over and has a sucker in her hand.
Yeah, she ran and got a sucker, and I made her go back and get one for Alex.
Is that why there were two suckers?
Yes.
Do we actually see Alex get his sucker?
Yeah, she went and gave it to him, and then he handed it back to me to open it, and I told him to wait until we get to the van.
Why did you insist that Alex get a sucker as well as Araya?
because whatever she got, whatever one kid got, they all got.
Looked like the kids were happy and playing at the checkout line. Is
Yes,
that a normal experience for you with Alex and Araya?
yes.
Josie, I want to talk to you a little bit about the forensic interviews, and I'm going to ask you if you agree with some of what was said. What was your reaction to Brantley claiming that he hit Alex?
That was something that they did, they all did. They seen Derek do.
Did you kick Alex?
No, I did not.
Did you ever joke with the kids about discipline that you would do if they misbehaved?
I mean, when several times I'd ask them, you know, to settle down or quit roughhousing or stop jumping on the couch, or I'd say, do you want your butt spanked? But I'd never do it, and that's why they kept roughhousing and didn't listen, because they knew I'd never do it.
Did you say it in a joking tone?
Yes.
Josie, I can't believe I have to ask you this, but did you keep poisonous water in the drain of your shower?
No.
You aware of any poisonous water at home?
No.
Did you have a secret door in Zayden's room that contained diamonds, guns, and a paddle to hit the kids with?
No.
Was there any, other than maybe the cubby hole upstairs, was there any ever any secret door?
No, and that was never Zayden's room.
Was there ever any diamonds?
No.
Was there ever any paddle?
No.
How about guns?
No, I don't like guns.
Josie, did you make Alex pick up dog poop on his broken leg?
Never.
And
No.
did you ever make him pick up dog poop on his broken leg?
No.
Let's clear the air right now on Wayne Colkind. Did he stay overnight for a period of time at your home?
Yes, there was a really bad winter. It was really, really cold out, and he was sleeping outside, and it was a couple days that he stayed in our basement.
A couple days, meaning 2?
Yes.
Was that close in time to the time frame that Alex died?
It was before, way before.
Did Wayne have a dog?
Yes.
What happened with the dog's poop?
I made him pick it up. I told him if he had the dog there, he had to clean up after it because I didn't want the kids stepping in it.
Did he clean the dog poop up?
Yes.
Did the dog ever poop inside?
No.
Now, did Brantley have an active imagination?
He did. A very active imagination.
Did you guys tell each other stories or come up with silly stories to tell each other?
Yes, him and Alex and Araya.
Was it common for him to come up with stories that involve things like poison and diamonds and other things that you know to be untrue?
Yes.
Sting.
Let's talk a little bit about Major. We've heard a little bit about this already, bless you, but just describe your relationship generally with Mark.
We did not get along.
Did you have to go to court with Mark?
Several times. There was constant custody battles.
At some point before Alex died, were you given sole custody of Major?
Yes, I was.
And was that a source of anger or resentment between you and Mark?
It was not. It was because Major came to my house with a phone from Mark.
Oh, we can't go into that. But was Mark upset with you because of you getting custody of Major?
He was very upset with me.
Who took Major after Alex died?
Right after I found Alex on the floor, my mom was on the way to drop off Major to his dad's. when I had called her. And after that, he kept Major. He didn't drop him back off.
So he went to Mark's family effectively?
Yes, and Mark was having supervised visits at the time, but he didn't bring him back because he seen all the ambulance and everything at the house.
So when Major said that he saw you kicking Alex, did that happen?
No,
Did you ever see Major doing any of the things to Alex that he attributed to you?
yes, Major was very mean to Alex.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Major had very violent issues, and I was taking him to counseling for that.
I'm going to object to this.
Overruled.
Did you ever see him kicking Alex?
I did.
How about choking?
I have seen him choke Alex.
Was that something that you felt was appropriate when Major was doing that?
Absolutely not. I was trying to get him help.
Is that why you took him to see the Mr. Ryland?
Yes, and Major was very upset with me for that.
So, Josie, I'm going to ask you, do you claim at all to be the perfect parent to these kids before your arrest?
I was not the perfect parent, but I tried to show them love.
Do you claim to be the perfect partner to Derek during these?
No, I wasn't.
Do you agree that you struggled to keep up with keeping the house tidy?
Absolutely, I did.
Do you agree that you and Derek struggled with the kids' attendance?
Yes,
Are you willing to acknowledge your own flaws as a parent and a partner as you sit here today?
absolutely.
Do you make any excuses for them?
No,
Leading up to your arrest on May 19th, were you aware at that time that you were a suspect in Alex's death?
I knew I was. I had been told I was.
Who told you that?
Detectives and CPS?
Did Derek talk about it as well?
Yes.
How did you react, Josie, when you were arrested for Alex's death?
I was in shock. I didn't understand
What didn't you understand?
why I was being arrested for something I didn't do.
Were you trying to forget elements of those days leading up to Alex's death at all?
I was not trying to.
Was it something that you felt comfortable thinking about, remembering Alex's death?
No, my brain is, with all the trauma I've taught it has trained itself to shut down and, in trauma events, block out the trauma to protect itself.
Have you had some time since this whole matter started 3 years ago to begin putting the pieces together?
Yes,
When did you learn the official cause of death for Alex?
when I was arrested in a jail cell.
And before that point, did you know the full extent of Alex's Xanax levels or his injuries?
I did not.
Do you believe that Alex had a good life?
Not with his father.
Had you hit, harmed, choked, or physically assaulted Alex in any way on February 10th before he died?
No,
Was this something that you ever did to him?
no,
Do you feel like you would have even been physically capable of doing this in that time frame?
no, and my heart would never do that. I loved him with all my heart.
Who was the only person that you noticed hurting Alex on February 10th?
His father, Derek Pedron.
Who was the only person on February 10th that you saw in possession of Xanax?
His father, Derek Pedron.
Did you ever give Xanax or something you believed to be Xanax to Alex?
No,
Did you kill Alex, Josie?
no.
How do you feel about Alex right now?
I miss him every single day, and I love him with all my heart.
all the questions I have.
Ross?
I'm going to start with where counsel left off. You found out about the cause of death for Alex the day that you were charged, correct?
Yes,
You had the criminal complaint that told you all of the injuries that Alex had?
yes,
You also had the toxicology results, correct?
I believe so.
Who's the first person that you called from the jail after you were arrested?
My children.
The first person that you called was Derek Pedron, isn't that right?
Yes, my children were with him.
And the first person that you called after finding out all this information was Derek Pedron, and you told him you loved him, didn't you?
I did.
You told him you loved him multiple times on that call, isn't that right?
Yes,
At the end of that call, you actually asked him, why aren't you saying you loved me back, right?
I don't recall.
You wanted him to say that he loved you too, right?
I don't remember the exact words.
You told him on that call, you got what you wanted, I'm charged, right?
Yes, because
No, it's a yes or no answer. They can clarify with you, okay?
yes,
Now, when you said you got what you wanted, never once on this jail phone call did you say, Derek, you're the one that did this.
Objection, comment on silence. Represented.
It's on a jail phone call and it's before.
Overruled.
no, I did not.
Never once did you say, Derek, you got me into this trouble, right?
No,
Never once did you say, Derek, you caused abuse to Alex on the evening of February 10th, right?
no,
Never once did you say, Derek, you're the one that brought Xanax into this house. You never said that either, did you?
no,
This is after you had all the information and you are sitting in jail knowing that you've been charged with these offenses. You call Derek Pedron, first person you reach out to.
my kids were on the phone.
And you asked Derek if he's going to allow you to talk to the children after he knew that you had been charged, right?
My kids were on the phone, yes.
The kids were on the phone because Derek said he would allow you to talk to the children. Isn't that right?
He didn't clarify if I could continue to talk to my children.
He allowed you on those phone calls to talk to your children, correct? You talked to your children.
Yes. That was the last time.
And you couldn't talk to your children anymore because of other court proceedings, right? It wasn't Derek preventing the contact.
He said I manipulated them on that phone call because I
You
asked if
manipulated
they
them?
were safe, yes.
Now, you prepared for your testimony with your attorneys, is that right?
I seen my attorneys, yes.
They prepared you for testifying in court, correct?
I practiced, yes.
You practice. Attorney Zacher always has a very nice binder with all of his questions in an order in which he's going to ask them, isn't that right?
Yes,
And you knew the order because he went over those questions with you before you came into this courtroom, isn't that right?
I did not know the order.
He used that binder when he asked you the questions when you were practicing, right?
Yes.
And how many times did you practice with Attorney Zacher? Was it one time? Was it more than one time? Many times?
It was every week,
It was every week.
yes.
Every week since 2023, since you've been charged, you've been practicing with Attorney Zacher for the moment that we saw yesterday and today.
Not, I wouldn't say every week since when?
Since he's been on the case.
No.
You practiced quite a few times with him.
Yeah,
You rehearsed quite a
multiple
few times.
times. Yeah, I was scared. I was nervous.
Over 10 times.
With my brain injury, I needed to.
Over 20 times?
I don't know the exact number.
It's quite a few, isn't it?
There's multiple times.
And so you knew the general order of the questions that were going to be asked of you, isn't that right?
It's the truth, yeah.
This past weekend was Mother's Day, isn't that right?
Yes,
The day where we celebrate the women in our lives that put children first, correct?
mothers who have children.
Yeah, sustained. Not sure how that has anything to do with it.
In 2011, you failed Haley, isn't that right?
I did,
In 2013, you failed Haley, isn't that right?
yes.
And in 2011, when you failed Haley, you said she fell down the stairs leading to a traumatic brain injury, isn't that right?
She did.
And there was no safety gate in the house, correct?
It was broken.
It was broken. You didn't get another one, correct?
I believe I did.
You believe you did.
Yes,
And you
I
weren't
did.
using it?
I did.
You did. Then it wasn't being used by you.
Yes, it was.
It was being used?
Yes.
So she fell through a safety gate, according to you?
I'm saying after that.
After that, you got a safety gate. Okay. And that's a failure on your part as well as Mr. Barnes, isn't that right?
Yes.
The fall occurred when only you and Haley were home?
Yes.
And other than Haley, who was not able to talk at the time, you're the only person that can say what happened to Haley, isn't that right?
Yes.
In 2013, you failed Haley again, didn't you?
I neglected her, yes.
She went from the 80th percentile weight to the less than 6th percentile while in your care.
In our care.
You're in Mr. Barnes' care.
Yes.
You're both responsible.
Yes.
You both failed her.
Yes.
She was losing hair.
She was.
She was injured with a broken bone in her foot.
It was undated when that happened.
I didn't say that. I said she had a broken bone in her foot. You agree with that?
A healed broken bone.
Her leg was swelling to the point that your own mother took her in, right?
Yes.
Because she couldn't walk.
I don't know if she couldn't walk.
You were a caretaker for her at the time.
Yes, that was several years ago.
You talked about, on direct examination yesterday, the fact that Mr. Barnes was not working and you were working during that time frame, correct? Do you remember that testimony?
Yes.
You were working less than 5 hours a week.
I picked up shifts when I could. It varied.
The evidence is that you were working less than 5 hours a week. on
It
average.
depended on the week.
But for the most part, you were working less than 5 hours a week.
Judge, I'm going to object. It hasn't answered.
It's not answering the question.
The answer said it varies.
Sustained.
You spent most of the day yesterday, roughly about 5 to 6 hours, talking about Derek, correct?
I don't recall how long.
A lot of your testimony has dealt with Derek and Derek's violence, isn't that right?
Yes.
Perhaps not even the last hour of your testimony talked about Alex and the last moments of Alex's life, isn't that right?
I did.
I'm going to object to mischaracterizing. I think we brought that up well before the last hour.
The jury knows. They have their notes.
You know, move on. That's been asked and answered. Go ahead.
You would agree with me that the vast majority of your testimony has been talking about Mr. Pedrin.
You asked this already. Move on.
I want to talk to you a little bit. Yesterday we talked a little bit about the dirty underwear in the bathtub, correct?
Yes.
And you said that if you see the dirty underwear, you throw it away immediately.
I do.
You throw it away immediately, you're not going to deal with it again, right?
No.
Okay. And you attributed the dirty underwear to Mr. Pedrin, isn't that right?
Yes, he.
You also said that there was a bottle related to urine in the same bathtub, isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay. And you also attributed that to Mr. Pedrin, isn't that right?
Yes.
We saw on body cam when law enforcement arrived, you were wearing black pants and a red sweatshirt, isn't that right?
Yes.
Can I have the Elmo, please?
Are these already admitted or which exhibits?
Yes, they're already admitted.
Oh, yeah, sure.
This is exhibit number 96. This is the bathtub, correct?
Yes.
This is the dirty underwear?
Yes.
And this is the bottle you were talking about? down
Yes.
here? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you attribute those things to Mr. Pedrin?
Yes.
Okay. And you're sure about that as you sit there today?
Yes.
Okay. State's exhibit, excuse me, this is defense exhibit 254. What are you wearing in this?
A robe.
A robe, correct?
Yes.
A bathrobe, correct?
I used it every day, every night.
When you were texting with Raphael at approximately 9 p.m., you said, I just took a shower.
I believe I said I was going to take a shower.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not sure. I thought that's
If your
what I
text
said.
message said, I just took a shower, then you would be mistaken. Isn't that right?
Can you show me?
Yes, I can. let me just ask you this question. You would not take a shower in a tub with dirty underwear in it, right?
Absolutely not.
You would not take a shower with a bottle that had urine of your child in it either, correct?
No.
If there's a time differentiation of about a half an hour when you stop texting with Raphael, and then after that you return and you say, I just took a shower, that would be consistent with you taking a shower, isn't that right?
I don't believe I did take a shower because there was dirty underwear in there and I didn't want to clean the tub. I didn't feel good.
Why would you tell Raphael you took a shower if you didn't take a shower?
I was flirting with him.
You have a bathrobe on consistent with taking a shower.
I never used my bathrobe after I took a shower. I used towels. I used my bathrobe to stay warm. I didn't feel good. I still use a bathrobe in the house, walking around.
State Exhibit 146. I'm showing you page 12. Can you read this message from you to Raphael?
Yes, it says, I just took a shower.
I just took a shower, meaning you just took a shower.
Yes,
That's what you message him.
it is.
You would not take a shower in a bathtub with dirty underwear or that bottle, correct?
Right, meaning I did not take a shower.
You just told him you just took a shower.
Right,
Those are your words.
yes,
So are you lying to him about it?
I
Are
was.
you making it up now because it doesn't fit what you told this jury yesterday?
Objection, argumentative.
Sustain.
You told this jury yesterday that the dirty underwear were from Mr. Pedrin, the bottle is from Mr. Pedrin, correct?
Right,
And you
it
told this
was.
jury yesterday that you would not stand for underwear, dirty underwear, or that bottle being in the shower. You would get rid of it immediately.
If I was changing a child, I would get rid of it. I didn't feel good that day, and I did not want to deal with the dirty underwear and cleaning that shower.
The shower isn't just one message with Raphael. You guys talk about a shower quite a bit, isn't it?
I don't remember.
Because Raphael says to you when you're talking about the shower, he says, I want to shower with you.
Yes,
And then you continue on having a conversation with Raphael about how many dates it will take before you have sex with Raphael or shower with him. Isn't that right?
yes.
And you say it's going to be at least 4 dates.
Objection, relevance.
Sustain, I'm not sure. The shower thing is relevant.
The
Overruled.
sexual activity is not.
Sexual,
It's context, Judge. These are her statements.
okay. I'm going to overrule the objection, but move on. Is there more?
Yes.
Okay.
I did not take a shower that day.
You're telling us today you did not take a shower even though your words that day say you did.
Right,
Because that one fit with what you told this jury already.
Objection, argumentative.
Sustain.
I didn't tell them I took a shower.
No, your messages did.
Right.
You're the one that changed Alex Xavier that evening, correct?
No, I
Put him in his pajamas.
I didn't change him. I put pajamas on him because Derek did not.
You put pajamas on him.
Yes.
Those were fresh pajamas and clean pajamas, correct?
They were what I found in a pile.
They were what you found in a pile?
Yes.
You inspected those pajamas?
I did not. I did not feel good. I grabbed pajamas and put them on him.
You're aware that in the bedroom where Alex Xavier and you went to sleep on the evening of February 10th, 2023, there is an empty container of cotton candy.
There,
Characterizing his bedroom.
She says it's her bedroom. How is this mischaracterizing it?
In the kitchen in the photographs.
It's not.
there may have been another.
.147, it's right there.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had testimony on it, but yeah.
Trailer's been marked as 147. This is your bedroom, right?
Yes.
You see an empty container of cotton candy right next to your white
I do. I don't know what color it was. There was pink, there was blue. I don't know what color that one was.
You don't know what it was, pink or blue?
Right.
The label would indicate that's both, right?
No, it doesn't.
Are you familiar with that brand?
At the bottom, it looks pink.
It looks pink.
Looks like there's still some in there. It looks pink at the bottom.
There's cotton candy remnants all over the floor of that bedroom, isn't that right?
We don't know what that was.
You don't know what it was?
No, we don't know what that blue substance was.
It's all over in different spots in the carpeting, isn't that right?
We don't know if that's cotton candy.
There's a blue substance all over the floor, in the carpeting, in the floor of your bedroom, correct?
We also played with Play-Doh and we had magic sand.
I understand you're saying it's not cotton candy. There's a blue substance all over your floor in your bedroom, correct?
There was, but we don't know what it was.
You don't know what it was.
Neither do you.
There's also a blue substance on his pants, correct?
Yes.
Consistent with him getting into whatever blue substance is on the floor and in your bedroom, isn't that right?
Objection, argumentative, speculation.
Overruled.
That blue substance could have came from something they ate another day.
Could have came from another day. It also could have come from that night when he was only with you, right?
We don't know.
We don't know. We would know if you kept a better eye on him, wouldn't we?
Objection, argumentative.
Sustain.
It's your job to watch him 24 hours while he has this broken leg, correct?
Objection, speculation, argumentative.
She said it.
Overruled.
We were sleeping.
You're supposed to keep 24-hour supervision on Alex Xavier with his broken leg.
He was in my bed and we went to sleep.
My question is, were you supposed to keep 24-hour supervision on him?
I was, and he was in my bed.
He got to your bed because you moved him from the couch that he was on to the bed. Is that right?
Yes, I wanted him closer.
And the path that you would take to move him from the couch in your bed to the side of the bed that you put him asleep on would take you right past any objects that would be on the floor.
There was a lot of objects on the floor, yeah.
There was an open path, though, where you could walk and put him on the bed, right?
I don't know about open. There was a lot of stuff on the floor.
There's a lot of stuff on the floor. I'm asking Sergeant, Investigative Sergeant Amundson to help.
Judge, I'll note for the record that it appears that the state is applying forensic protocol order, and that Sergeant Amundson has placed a sheet of evidence paper on the floor and appears to be reopening an exhibit with fresh gloves.
Thank you.
I would note that the bag that was reopened, the chap's bag, appeared to strike the side of the wooden paneling of the court's raised bench area.
The record should reflect that State's Exhibit 110 is now on the floor in front of the defendant. It's in between the court reporter station and the jury box. Do you see the bag on the floor?
Yes.
That's the bag that was on the floor on the morning of February 11th, 2023, correct?
I don't remember exactly where it was.
You don't remember where it was?
Not exactly where it was, no.
You didn't move it between the time that you called 911 and law enforcement arrived on scene, correct?
No.
All right, so it would, wherever law enforcement found it, that's where it was, correct?
Yes,
And you're aware that it was photographed and captured on the floor next to the bed, correct?
yes, I mean, wherever they photographed it, or wherever they found it.
I want you to look at the size of the bag that's in front of you.
I see it.
That bag, you're saying you don't know if that was out the evening of February 10th, 2023, when you took Alex Xavier from the couch, would have had to move past this bag and put him on the bed. You're telling us you would never have noticed this bag on the floor.
I didn't,
You didn't.
no.
You didn't because it wasn't there, right?
It was wherever they found it. I
That
mean,
morning
there
it when you
was-
found it.
I had plenty of, if I would have seen it in my walkway, then I would have seen it.
If you
It
would have
was
seen
not
it
in
done-
my walkway.
You gotta.
I'm sorry, I
Sir,
didn't
answer the
understand.
question, then ask a question.
Judge,
Go.
for the record, the bag is placed horizontally facing towards Ms. Dikeman, not vertically. The width of the bag is at its widest.
That's fine.
Do you have a picture of where it was placed? Then I can better tell you.
It was admitted into evidence. I don't have it in front of me right now. We can
Well,
cover
that doesn't help me then.
This bag is noticeable on the floor right now as we sit here, right?
I need to see where it was.
My question is this noticeable right now on the floor as we see it right now? Yes or no? That's a yes or no.
I need to know where it was in the room.
I'm gonna ask if we can get the picture. It's captured on body cam, so I'll cover that a little bit later.
Okay.
I'll agree with that. There was a photograph of the bag where it was found, if that helps move this along.
Yeah, could you tell me which photograph it is?
No, it was one of the state's exhibits.
We'll come back to it. I want to talk to you about the timeline of that evening into the next day, okay? Derek makes a phone call to you at 5:19 p.m. before he arrives home, isn't that right?
Before he arrives home from work?
Yes, 5:19 p.m. Derek calls you.
Okay,
You guys talk for approximately 5 minutes.
okay.
You agree that Derek got home around 5:30 in the evening, is that fair?
I believe so.
Okay, tell us exactly what Derek did when he first walked in the door.
He went in by Alex.
He went in by Alex
Yes.
and did what?
I was not in there, but I know he went in right in my room.
He went right into your room right by Alex.
Yes.
Then what happened?
Then I went upstairs by Jalen and I heard noises. I didn't know for sure. So I waited and I was talking to Jalen. And then I heard him again and I came back downstairs.
Well, if
And-
you heard noises, it's safe to presume that Jalen would have heard those same noises. She was right next to you.
I'm not Jalen, I don't know.
She was near you, though, correct?
She was.
And describe the noises that you say that you heard and you're not sure if Jalen heard or not.
I heard screaming.
Screaming.
Yes.
It was screaming so loud you could hear it upstairs.
Yes, Jalen had her music on YouTube and I still heard it.
So Jalen would have heard these screams too.
I can't say what Jalen heard.
It was so loud you could hear it over Jalen's music.
I heard it.
Major was downstairs, correct?
Yes,
Major was in his bedroom, correct?
he was.
Major was in his bedroom right next to the bathroom, correct?
He was.
And the screams that you say you heard upstairs in the second floor were loud enough to hear throughout the house. That far away.
I heard it upstairs.
Okay. And so if you could hear it, presumably Major certainly could have heard it.
All the domestic violence that happened in that house, Major was always in his room and he never came out. He would avoid it.
That wasn't my question. My question was, Major would have heard it if you could have heard it upstairs.
I'm not Major.
Sustained, she doesn't know.
Judge,
What-
can we get the forensic evidence off the floor?
Yep, you can be picked up, please. Unless you're gonna use it for some other reason.
No, that's fine. Judge, do you want to take just like a 5-minute break so it can be, otherwise?
I'm just like, we need to clean that up, maybe find some other things. Yeah, let's take about a 5-10 minute break here. Let's say 10 after.
You say 5 after, Judge, or 10 after?
10 after. You may step down. All right, 10 after.
Are we still on the record? I just want to put the.
Hold on a second. Okay,
All right.
yeah, go ahead.
I observed Sergeant Amundson place a new pair of gloves on his hands. He's now placing the chap's bag back into the previous evidence bag. My concern with this is that the bag was in the line of speaking of both Mr. Torbensen and Ms. Dikeman and potentially the jurors, where if there's going to be airborne contamination, it was right in that zone where that could happen.
Okay. I'm not too worried about that.
It's important to note this for the record, Judge, in case this ever needs to be tested.
I would just, then I think it's important to note my distance away from it, which is well over 6 feet. Studies show that it's extremely rare, if not impossible, for DNA to travel over 6 feet.
Okay. We'll see you at 10 after.
Thank you.
I'll walk down the aisle.
Make sure you don't do that until.
Please rise.
Assume Mr. Bowles will be in soon.
He'll be in soon. We should probably put something on the record that I neglected to before.
Have a seat and let's put it on the record. You can have a seat. Did you want to put that on the record right now?
Sure. So, Judge, I would just note that before the jury came in, before or after the last break, Mr. Torbensen was still speaking about alleged drug transactions that the court found to be inadmissible, and I saw the door open and I saw the first juror coming through as that discussion was happening. Just putting that on the record.
Okay. Maybe we should talk about that issue since it's been brought up. I'm not the conversation, but you wanted to bring further information to the record. Go ahead.
Judge, the argument that I have relative to that is it's drug-seeking behavior on the part of Ms. Dikeman. She's seeking a specific medication that she's had a previous addiction to, and she's admitting to the police that she's seeking it from Mr. Colkind. the text message exchange that the defense admitted regarding Mr. Pedron, there's no demonstration that that's a completed drug transaction. In fact, it's just the opposite, because the person says that's a long 10 minutes and that's the long message. So there's no indication that that's a completed transaction, yet that was allowed in evidence. This is exactly the same as that type of conduct here. It's drug-seeking behavior on the part of the defendant, which I think is arguably even more relevant, because in those text message exchanges, it's someone else seeking drugs from Mr. Pedron, not Mr. Pedron seeking drugs from somebody else. Here it's her seeking a substance she is previously addicted to, wanting to pay for it, and after she has testified on the stand that she does not seek or use outside of a prescription.
Judge, that wasn't her testimony. She admitted to that repeatedly on direct examination. We've introduced evidence of that. The court already, I thought the court had already ruled on the Ed Colkind issue. Otherwise, I would have addressed that in my direct. I thought the court made a ruling this morning indicating that it wouldn't be a proper fodder for cross-examination. The difference between Ms. Dikeman and Mr. Pedron is that Ms. Dikeman has constitutional rights here. Mr. Pedron is not entitled to the same right to a fair trial, to the same inferences as a Denny suspect. It's redundant. It's not in response to any question that Ms. Dikeman asked. Saying that she had drug-seeking behavior tells us nothing at all about whether or not she killed Alex in 2023, if she sought out oxycodone or whatever in 2019. It's irrelevant. It's prejudicial. It was previously barred just this morning by the court's order. I'm asking the court to exclude it.
I'm going to keep my order as is. I made that order earlier based on what I had. We have to, let's just keep moving. I don't think that's a make or break. It's a huge issue here, but it is, I know it's yet another potential impeachment concept for the, or possible impeachment, not concept, but possible impeachment by the state. It's ambiguous at best with Mr. Colkind. I don't want to make much of a comment on this, but there is a question about constitutional rights. It is correct, Ms. Dikeman has an absolute constitutional right, well-established constitutional right to a fair trial. It's probably a little bit more up in the air on the issue of how Mercy's Law involves the victims of cases. So, but that there is definitely a tension between those two things. I'm just going to leave it at that. There's not a lot of clarity about where those lines are drawn.
Judge, you want
let's just move on.
I wasn't going to address that point, Judge. I was
Okay,
going to address something different.
Another issue? Yeah, go ahead.
Defense had a very long direct examination with the defendant over yesterday into today. And all I'm going to note for the record is the court has very quickly been shutting me down on questions. And the defense went over and over topics again and again and again to the point that it was utterly repetitive. I've only been questioning her for not even an hour, and the quickness with which you are sustaining my objections relative to what they went through and the timing I have relative to them, I just want noted for the record.
All right.
Judge, sorry to keep bringing up new evidence.
I am not treating the state any differently than I'm treating the defense. I find that just a little bit, there are asked and answered questions that are asked repetitively. I'm trying to sustain those because it seems like everybody's asking variations of the exact same question. And I am not, I listen to the question, I listen to the objection, I respond. I don't take a tally of when I've done this for one side or the other. In fact, I'm not being any quicker other than trying to keep the trial going. So having said that, what's the other issue you want to bring up?
Judge, I've just handed what's been marked as State's Exhibit 149. It appears to be yet another summary of phone activity. The summary has not been authenticated through another witness. It has not been disclosed to us before now. We've had no opportunity to check this for accuracy. If the state intends to use this as an exhibit, I would object. It's not authenticated.
And this is a phone summary of what?
It's from directly authenticated records, and it contains no content other than the timing in which things happen. And it's a conglomeration of all the records, from text messages, phone calls, which are all from very different records, but they're all certified records.
They could have introduced that through the actual custodian who's introducing that. This hasn't been authenticated. I haven't been able to check any of this.
You're going to use it right now?
I want to use it, there's a time frame where there's no activity, and I want to talk to her about that with regards to this.
All right. We're not going to get through the cross anyway at this point in time. Chances are we'll have to go into the afternoon. It's going to give the defense an opportunity to look at that. If there are some issues with it, we'll bring that to the jury's. If there's problems with how it's written down, like it's wrongly done, we can bring that to the jury's attention. For right now, let's move forward. I understand. I'm allowing either side to use summaries on this discovered evidence that's out there. So if there's discovered evidence, you do a summary to make it move forward. I'm allowing that to happen. The state's just done a few more of it in this trial. That's all. So.
Yeah, and just for the record, my objection here is authentication and confrontation.
Okay. All right. Okay, as far as authentication goes, if there is a problem with the sequence, that will be brought to, yeah, this is a problem. She's not the custodian of the records, the more I think about this.
They've agreed to authentication. That's
Okay,
that's happened.
thank you.
It's been
Thank you
stipulated.
for that. That helped. You've agreed to authentication.
We agreed to the authentication of the Cellbrite downloads. We did not agree to the authentication of these summaries that we're getting at, in the middle of cross-examination.
The base data has been agreed upon. What is, in the fact that there's a summary, if it's badly summarized, the defense can go into that or have the ability to take it apart. If it's something that you look at the authenticated documents and the authenticated documents do not support the summary, we will bring that to the jury's attention. Okay? So, having said that, let's bring the jury in. All right, everybody may be seated. Go ahead.
Ms. Dikeman, I'm going to show you what's been marked as State Exhibit 149, which is a summary that I prepared from your records, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want to show you a text message that you sent to Mr. Raphael Suarez at 7:47 in the evening on February 10th, 2023. Do you see that entry right here?
Yes, I do.
Okay. The next message or the next entry on this chart is from Mr. Raphael Suarez sending you a text message back. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that is at what time?
8:05.
8:05 p.m. on February 10th, 2023. Is that correct?
Yes.
The next time that you respond in any fashion to Mr. Suarez is what time?
8:29.
8:29 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
So from 7:47 p.m. to 8:29 p.m., you are not messaging Mr. Suarez, correct?
Correct.
You're not making a phone call to anybody, correct?
Correct.
It doesn't show any activity on the part of your phone during that time frame, isn't that correct?
Correct.
And all of that would be a time frame before you sent a message saying, I just took a shower, isn't that right?
Yes.
You had a number of phone calls that day. We talked about the first phone call that you made, or that Derek made actually to you, which is before he came home on February 10th, correct?
Correct.
At 6:49 p.m., did you have a call with your mother?
I don't know the exact time, but I probably did talk to my mom.
Your mom was coming to pick up the 2 older children that evening, is that correct?
Yes,
Your mom did, in fact, come and pick up Major and Jalen that evening, right?
she did.
And that was after the 2 of you talked about that, correct?
Yeah, we would have talked about it.
Your mother, Miss Ehlers, came into your house to pick up the children.
She did not come in the house. I don't believe she did.
You don't believe she did?
I don't believe she came in the house.
Okay. If she made a statement otherwise, you wouldn't know that, correct?
Objection calls for hearsay.
I'll withdraw it. You don't recall her coming in the house?
No,
You don't recall her seeing what the children were doing or anything like that, or having a conversation with her?
no, I don't. The kids always went outside when she got there.
You had a phone call with your mom at 9:38 p.m.?
I may have.
It lasted about, I'll show you, 2 minutes and 52 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Now, this is the same evening that you're saying that Derek just beat Alex Xavier, correct?
Yes,
You're having a phone call with your mother that's approximately 3 minutes in length, right?
yes,
You're concerned about child abuse that's happening in your home, right?
it happened a lot.
That wasn't my question. My question was, you're concerned about child abuse that's happening in the home, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And you don't say anything to your mother in this 3-minute phone conversation about any concerns relative to Alex Xavier, do you?
no,
You don't say a single word.
no.
You don't report anything that's just happened. I'll move on. That's not the only phone call that you had that evening, is it? Did you have a FaceTime chat with Laura Lee?
I'm not sure if it was FaceTime, but I talked to Laura Lee.
Talked to her twice, right?
It would have been by phone call, I believe.
Let me show you your records. Your records indicate that you had a 13-minute Facebook call with Laura Lee,
Yeah, call.
and that would be after 10:30 in the evening, correct?
Yes,
And then you had a second phone call at 10:44 with Laura Lee,
yes,
and that lasted 16 minutes and 43 seconds.
yes,
So you had 2 phone calls with Laura Lee that approximate 26 minutes in time total, correct?
yes.
And during neither of these phone calls do you mention anything about Alex Xavier being in any way physically harmed by Mr. Pedron?
No, I didn't.
You didn't mention it at all.
No,
You didn't mention anything about how he appeared to you or concerns regarding Alex Xavier, isn't that right?
no,
And in fact, in that second phone call, that's when Alex Xavier can be heard saying, I'm waiting for you to go to sleep so I can get into things, right?
that's not what he said.
What did he say?
He said yes.
Today you're saying he said yes, but in previous interviews you said, I'm waiting for you to go to sleep so I can get into things,
I
right?
never said that.
You never said that.
No,
You were interviewed by Investigator Williams on body cam, and you told Investigator Williams that's what he said on body cam.
I told him I asked him and he said yes.
You told him you asked him and he said yes.
Yes,
Okay. And today you're saying he said yes, not yes, right? You're drawing out the yes as though there's something wrong with him, as you say it today.
I thought he was being silly.
You thought he was being silly.
Yes,
So when you say yes like that, you're not trying to indicate today for the first time that there's something
But
physically
I'm not
wrong.
mischaracterizing. She gave that testimony yesterday.
Okay, I'm gonna allow you to ask the question. Go ahead.
When you are using your voice in that manner to stress how Alex Xavier sounded to you for the first time in trial, you're saying that that was silly to you.
well, my voice doesn't sound exactly like his did, but he did prolong his yes.
But you took it to be silly, right?
I thought he was being goofy. He was
Nothing else
also-
wrong with him.
He was playing with his hands in the air
As he laid next to you,
as he laid a couple kids away from me, yes.
according to you.
That's the truth.
You watched the forensic interviews of Araya, correct?
I did.
You watched the forensic interview of Brantley, correct?
Yes.
Both of those children said that they did not sleep next to you on the evening of February 10th, 2023, correct?
Not in their initial interview.
In their initial interviews, they did not say that they slept next to you, correct?
They didn't say anything about sleeping with me.
They said they slept upstairs.
Judge, I'm gonna object to your saying if we can get a definition of which video we're talking about or which bit of testimony we're talking about.
Can you identify which statements you're talking about?
Sure. In Araya's forensic interview, she talks about sleeping upstairs and being awakened by Brantley. Isn't that right?
I believe she was confused with me telling her to go upstairs.
You believe she was confused when she made those statements?
Yes, as it was for me, that was a very traumatic event for her.
And when Brantley was interviewed, Brantley said that he was asleep upstairs.
I don't believe he said that in his interview. He said that on the stand.
He said that on the stand as well.
I don't believe he said that in his interview. You can see in the picture I took, he was by me in bed.
At 9:15, correct?
He was by me the whole night.
The photograph that you took is at 9:15 p.m., correct?
Right, and that makes sense that he stayed by me. Why would he go upstairs?
To go to sleep. Could be one reason, right?
He was going to sleep at 9 in my bed.
You said to this jury that the children go to sleep in bed with you because of Mr. Pedron. Mr. Pedron wasn't home that evening, isn't that right?
And it doesn't change that they would go upstairs. You seen how messy it was.
You exchanged well over 100 messages with Mr. Suarez.
Correct.
You described during your interview that at some point you tried to shut off the TV around 11:30 to midnight, correct?
Correct.
And you described that Alex Xavier was not going to sleep and wanted to stay awake, right?
He was still moving a lot, yes.
And so as a result of that, you turned the TV back on.
I did.
And you and Alex Xavier continued to watch TV.
I'm not sure if he was watching, but I continued to have the TV on and watch it, yes.
You were still texting during this time frame, correct?
Yes.
In fact, your text messages were pretty consistent with Mr. Suarez throughout that evening.
Yes, I was excited for the date.
Your text messaging Mr. Suarez as early as 6:15 p.m. or 6:18 p.m., correct?
Yes.
What was the time of your first message with Mr. Suarez?
6:18.
6:18 p.m. And is it you sending a message to him or is he sending a message to you?
I sent a message to him.
Sent it to him. And you would agree with me that between 6:18 p.m. and midnight, you exchanged a number of messages with Mr. Suarez.
Yes.
Close to, if not over 100. Would you agree with that?
Probably.
You'd agree that in not one of those messages did you express any concern with regards to Alex Xavier or his physical condition?
No, my mind was on my date, and Derek had told me he did not hurt Alex in there, and I didn't think it was that severe that Alex had internal injuries. If I did, I would have gotten him help.
You send Mr. Suarez a photograph of law enforcement outside of your residence, correct? From your camera system?
I may have.
And after sending him that message, you said there were up to 5 members of law enforcement that were at your house to get Mr. Pedron, isn't that right?
I'm not 100% sure.
You also told Mr. Suarez that Mr. Pedrin was violating the no contact order, didn't you?
I believe so.
Okay. So you told him about the no contact order, but you didn't raise any concerns relative to Alex Xavier, correct?
Like I said, I didn't think Derek hurt him severely.
That wasn't my question. My question was,
No, I did not.
you didn't, right? You could tell him about the no contact order. You could tell him that police were present, but you didn't tell him anything regarding Alex Xavier being hurt, did you?
No,
And you have told us a number of times that you care about Alex Xavier, right?
I loved him with all my heart like he was my own, yes.
I think you said at one point during direct examination, if you could replace yourself with Alex Xavier and have him here and you not here, you would want to do that, right?
I would in a heartbeat, yes.
That's how much you love this child.
Yes,
That's how much you want to protect this child and keep this child safe.
yes.
And you had this information regarding him allegedly being assaulted in the bathroom, and you don't tell Mr. Suarez, do you?
Objection, asked and answered.
Go ahead, answer the question if you can.
I didn't know him like that.
You had this information that he allegedly assaulted him in the bathroom, and you didn't tell Deputy Paff when he came to the residence.
I didn't feel like I could.
You had this information, and you didn't tell Deputy Kernan when he was at the residence.
I didn't feel like I could.
You had Deputy Paff's personal cell phone number on your phone.
I didn't feel like I could. My life was threatened.
Mr. Pedrin was arrested and removed from your house, correct?
That didn't stop him.
That wasn't my question. He was arrested and removed from the house, right?
Yes,
He was in law enforcement custody, correct?
yes,
You know at that moment in time, Mr. Pedrin can't do anything to you, correct?
yes, he could.
While he's in custody?
Yes,
You don't call Deputy Paff back, do you? You don't report anything to Deputy Paff.
no, I didn't feel safe.
You didn't report anything to Deputy Kernan.
I didn't feel safe.
You didn't report anything to then Sergeant, now Lieutenant Williams, correct?
I didn't feel safe.
You had Lieutenant Williams' number in your phone.
I didn't feel safe.
You had the ability to call Lieutenant Williams.
I didn't feel like I could.
You had the ability to call him. You had the phone number, you had a phone, you had the fingers.
I had their numbers, yes.
You chose not to.
I didn't feel like I could.
When you observed Alex Xavier after Mr. Pedrin left, you told Sergeant Williams that he was actually getting better after he woke up somewhere between 7:30 and 8 o'clock.
He wasn't puking.
He was what?
He was not throwing up anymore.
He was not throwing up anymore. You said he appeared better to you, not just not throwing up. You said he appeared better, right?
When I moved him from the couch to the bed, he was not throwing up anymore. And I asked him, "Are you feeling better?" And he shook his head yes.
You told us earlier that you picked up McDonald's for the children. Do you recall that testimony
Yes.
yesterday? And I believe you told us that Alex Xavier didn't really eat anything, but he drank his soda. Is that right?
Yes.
And the soda that you gave him because he was sick was a Sprite. Isn't that right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, and a Sprite doesn't have caffeine in it. You're aware of that, right?
It could have been something else. I don't know.
It could have been something else.
It could have been a different kind of soda. I don't remember all the details.
Okay. Yesterday you told us it was Sprite, though. You said
I
Sprite.
thought it was, yes.
Okay. And today you're saying, after hearing that he had caffeine in his system, it could have been something different.
I know I gave him ginger ale that night, and I'm pretty sure it was a Sprite. Sometimes the kids took a drink. I always had Coke in my cup, and the kids were always known for taking a drink of my soda.
So he maybe took a sip of your soda, you're saying
Could
that
have.
too? Alex Xavier was in bed with you from after the two children are picked up by your mother until you decide that you and he are going to go to sleep. Isn't that right?
Can you repeat that, please?
Sure. What time did you go to bed with Alex Xavier? And when I say go to bed, I mean go physically lay down. I don't mean go to sleep.
We all went to bed when Derek got arrested.
When Derek got arrested?
Yes.
That'd be after he left the house?
The kids were laying down.
So you went to bed before you're sending a message about, I just took a shower?
I was laying down at that time.
I'm just asking you, are you telling us today you went to bed before sending a message saying, I just took a shower?
Yes, I was laying down.
When you put pajamas on Alex Xavier, you saw his body?
It was dark in the room.
What room did you put pajamas on Alex Xavier in?
My room.
Your room?
Yes.
You agree that Alex Xavier was not complaining of any sort of pain in any way, shape, or form during that time that you put pajamas on him, correct?
He was not.
He was not complaining of pain before that either, was he?
His stomach hurt.
From throwing up and being sick?
He didn't specify.
You could see Alex Xavier's face during this time frame, right?
It was dark in the room.
TV lights up the room a little bit, right?
A little.
You could see enough to recognize the children in bed with you?
Yes.
You could see enough to recognize their faces?
I could. I knew which child was which.
You could see enough to know whether or not there were any visible injuries on the face, right?
I mean, yeah.
And you didn't see any visible injuries on his face other than that old scab, right?
Right.
No bruising around his eye?
No, bruises can take time, though.
I understand that. I'm just asking you what you saw. You didn't see any bruising around his eye, right?
No.
Bruising on his head?
No.
Bruising on his arms?
I didn't really examine him.
You said you didn't complain of any
He
pain,
was,
though, during this time frame, right?
No.
He's acting normal to you.
I mean, he didn't feel good. He seemed like he didn't feel good, but he wasn't throwing up anymore.
He wasn't lethargic, right?
He was thirsty.
Can we get the state to define what lethargic means to Ms.
I don't know.
That was the answer earlier. Go ahead, or question earlier. Go ahead.
You know what the word lethargic means, right?
Thirsty?
He didn't appear tired to you, right?
Yes, he did.
He did.
Yes.
He's staying up and watching TV with you until 3 o'clock in the morning, but he appears tired?
I mean, he was like out of it more, thinking back.
Thinking back as you sit charged today?
As time went on, thinking back, he wasn't himself.
You never reported that to anybody who interviewed you, did you?
I only did one interview.
Correct, you only did one interview. That's true.
Yes.
With law enforcement, you talked to a lot of other people. You talked to Laura Lee, right?
Not much.
Talked to your mother.
Not much.
You didn't report any of these circumstances that you're telling us about today to any of the other people in your life, did you?
I didn't talk to many people. I pretended to be okay so that my children would be okay. Because that's what their counselor told me to do.
That's when your children are around, right? Pretend to be okay when your children are around you. correct?
Right, and I cried at night while watching them sleep because I was scared one of them would die.
That recommendation doesn't apply to when you have a conversation with another adult, though, right?
I didn't talk to adults. I didn't talk to anyone.
You told us yesterday in direct examination that you would tell Laura Lee almost everything that happened when Derek would assault you.
Not after Alex passed.
You would tell Laura Lee everything that happened before Alex passed, though, right?
Yes,
You would send her countless videos.
yes,
You're aware that your Google return only shows one video being sent to Laura Lee from you, correct?
I had other emails.
You have other emails?
I did, yeah. I
You're aware
used
that
other
Laura Lee
phones.
says you only sent one video to her.
I sent her more than that. I had another phone with another email.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the SD card that you said you had. Do you recall that yesterday?
Yes,
You said you had an SD card that was a treasure trove of evidence regarding Mr. Pedrin abusing Alex Xavier, correct?
I did. I had a SD card in another phone.
SD card and another phone.
Yes.
And you said that there was a theft at your mother's house, correct?
Yes, there was,
No, that was your testimony yesterday. There was a
yes,
theft. There was a theft at your mother's house, correct?
yes,
And there was, you told us yesterday that there was a backpack that contained this SD card that was stolen during that May 17th theft at your grandmother's house, or your mother's house.
there was the phone, the SD card, and my key fob. Yes,
You never reported that theft or any theft taking place at your mother's house, isn't that right?
I did.
The only theft that you reported was the break-in of your Suburban that was at the house on OS, isn't that right?
I did, and I didn't realize how he got into my vehicle until I noticed my key fob and the phone was missing.
I want to talk to you about the report that you actually made to law enforcement, because yesterday you said this happened at your mother's house. The report that you made regarding a theft was to your old Suburban at the house on OS, correct?
Yes,
And the only things that you reported to law enforcement in that theft report was that the car radio was stolen. Isn't that right?
the TV deck was stolen out of my vehicle at my house, but at my mom's house, my key fob was stolen to get into my Suburban, and my phone and the SD card was taken out of my backpack.
You never reported anything to law enforcement about an SD card from your backpack. Isn't that right?
I didn't know those were taken until I noticed my key fob and the phone was missing, and that was
Called law
after
enforcement to follow up and say there's additional items that were taken.
I got arrested.
At some point you were released, correct?
I was.
Could have made a phone call then, correct?
I didn't have any of my stuff. It had all been taken.
You had the ability to make a phone call even while you were in jail, isn't that right?
I think that wasn't on my mind anymore after fighting for my life.
You sent text messages to Mr. Pedrin after this took place, isn't that right?
I might have.
You sent text messages to Mr. Pedrin telling him that you loved him.
Yes,
You sent text messages to Mr. Pedrin telling him that you missed him.
I did.
You sent text messages to Mr. Pedrin saying that you wanted to be with him.
I did.
There were also times that you used these videos as a way to get Mr. Pedrin to come over to your mother's house, isn't that right?
It wasn't as a way to get him to come to my mother's house.
There was a time where you gave Mr. Pedrin a countdown. You said he had an hour to come over to the house to start, right? Do you remember?
Yes,
And then you said he had either 40 or 30 minutes to come to the house?
yes.
And you wanted to have sex with Mr. Pedrin this evening, isn't it?
Not, that wasn't,
And you were telling Mr. Pedrin that if he didn't come over, you were going to send the video to the police.
it wasn't worded like that.
You said you were going to release the videos.
Yes, but it wasn't due to the countdown. It wasn't either you come over in an hour or I'm releasing the videos. Those are two different occasions.
You're sending the text messages to Mr. Pedrin, and you're also saying, I'm going to release the videos during the same time frame. Isn't that right?
It could have been, but it wasn't worded in that way.
He never came over, did he?
I don't know.
Those messages indicate that you had the ability at that point in time, if you wanted, to send those videos to law enforcement. Isn't that right?
I don't know. I was scared of him.
You were scared of him. During this time frame, you also had an attorney that was representing you relative to the children. Isn't that right?
Yes, but
And that was relative to custody of the children. Isn't that right?
yes,
Who should have placement, who should have visitation, while this matter was being investigated further. Isn't that right?
yes,
And you had videos, you're saying, you had videos that demonstrated that Mr. Pedrin was abusive towards the children, right?
yes, and I talked to him about that.
And you had the ability at that point in time to take that SD card, that information, and turn it over to your children so that he didn't have access to the children. Isn't that right?
Objection, Judge. I think we're getting into attorney-client privilege with Mr. O'Neill.
I'm asking about the ability. I'm not asking what was discussed.
But, I mean, the response there, if we wanted to corroborate or disconfirm, would be to waive for attorney-client privilege.
All right, sustain.
You never chose to share the videos with anyone in that fashion, did you?
I talked about it with my attorney.
There's a guardian ad litem that also represents the children, correct?
Did.
During that action, there's a guardian ad litem that represents the best interests of the children.
Yes, there was.
And they have the ability to look at that. You could share it with them, correct?
I didn't. They were all pointing the finger at me at that time.
Well, if they're pointing the finger at you, wouldn't you want to point that finger somewhere else like you're telling us in court?
I tried.
Today?
I'm going to object. I think we're getting into comment on silence now. She had an attorney. She was represented. She had represented the police that she only wanted to deal with investigators through counsel.
I'm not asking about any contact with law enforcement.
Guardian litem's not law enforcement, though, so let's move on to law enforcement. Go ahead. Did
you share it with the guardian ad litem?
No, I told CPS.
Did you share it with CPS?
No, I tried talking to them about his abuse and they shut me down.
So CPS just shut you down.
Yes.
I want to talk to you about the statements that you made to Deputy Kernine on the evening of February 10th. You allowed him in the house to see Alex Xavier, correct?
Yes.
You allowed him to inspect Alex Xavier's body?
I allowed him to do what he needed to do until Alex was scared.
Then you asked him to leave, correct?
Yes.
And Alex's expression of fear to you was not about Mr. Pedrin, it was about law enforcement being present, isn't that right?
I don't know if Alex understood that he was law enforcement. He had a bright light in his face and he said, "Mommy, I'm scared."
He recognized that it wasn't his father, right?
I don't know. I don't know what Alex thought at that time.
You told law enforcement that evening, February 10th, 2023, that Mr. Pedrin was just violating the no contact order, isn't that right?
I told them that I was scared.
I understand that you said that. You also told them that Mr. Pedrin was just violating the no contact order, correct?
I don't remember saying that to them.
Do you remember watching the videos in court?
Yes.
Okay. If all you said to law enforcement is that he was violating the no contact order when you're really telling us that he assaulted Alex, then you lied to law enforcement, isn't that right?
Objection.
No.
Speculation calls for a legal conclusion.
She said no. Didn't lie to law enforcement. Go ahead.
You didn't tell them what you're telling us happened to Alex, did you?
I was scared. I didn't feel like I could.
Who's it more important to protect in that situation right there, you or Alex?
Alex, and I tried to.
And the way you could protect Alex is to tell the police exactly what you're saying happened, isn't that? That would protect Alex. Isn't that right?
No.
You've been interviewed a number of times by the police relative to domestic violence by Mr. Pedron, isn't that correct?
Yes.
You've been asked the details about those assaults every time, isn't that right?
Yes.
Outside of the 911 call where you make a reference to Alex, not once did you tell investigators in those investigations that Alex was abused.
No, but when I did, they didn't do anything. And I got beat for it. And he threatened to kill me and the kids.
Not once in any of those investigations did you remember say anything about any of the children being abused, correct?
No.
These are situations where you are telling law enforcement about you being assaulted, so you feel comfortable enough to share what's happening to you, but you won't say anything about the children during any of these investigations. Isn't that right?
I did, but I didn't want him. I didn't know if he would kill us.
You thought it was safe enough to say something about you, but you thought Mr. Pedron would kill you and the family if you brought up the children?
I thought he'd kill me and the family every time I called, but when he would get to the point where he would escalate to the point where I thought he was going to kill us, I would call. And those times I called, I had the opportunity to call. I didn't always have that opportunity.
And in those situations where you did call, you never once, outside the 911 call we listened to, brought up abuse to the children. Isn't that right?
No.
And these are children that you're telling us today that you would put before yourself if you could to save them.
I would.
Asked and answered.
Sustained.
The video that you had and you sent to Laura Lee, you didn't send that to law enforcement, did you?
No.
The van video.
No.
You sent it to Laura Lee with what instructions?
To keep it.
To keep it. To keep it until you decided that it should be shared?
In case I needed it.
Didn't you need it the moment it happened, if you're saying that was abuse to Alex by Mr. Pedron?
Clearly I was weak and felt trapped. She could have helped me and sent it to law enforcement.
So it's her fault.
No, I'm saying I needed help.
Did you ask her to send it?
No.
Your instructions were for her to hold it and keep it, right?
Yeah.
And she listened to your instructions as far as you know, right?
Yes.
Just maybe this is a good place to break for lunch.
Yeah, if you have another section. Okay, let's have a lunch break. We'll be back at 1:15. Please don't talk about the case. We'll see you then. Can we just take a break? See you at 1:10.
1:10, thanks.
Thank you. 300.
That's my fault. Okay. Everybody's present in the courtroom. I'm just gonna pull this up. Anything we need to discuss from the state before we begin?
No.
Defense?
Your Honor, I'll put on the record with respect to State's Exhibit 149. We've had a chance to look at this over the lunch hour. It purports to contain approximately 250 events from Ms. Dikeman's cell phone over a period of time, of February 10th and then the morning of February 11th. And it just looks like there are a number of entries in here where entries were not included. We skipped from 199 to 203, then to 207, and you know it happens repeatedly throughout the document. We haven't been able to double check this to see if it's represented accurately, but this is why I objected to authentication, and I would renew that objection at this time.
Judge, I can explain all the missing entries. The missing entries are selfies that she takes on her phone of herself. She takes a number of pictures, a series of images. Those are all recorded in the phone as selfies. And those are the entries I did not include because I don't think that they're being sent to anybody or being done. Maybe they are being sent to somebody and I didn't include them. But those are the entries where there's no, in my mind, no communication taking place. What I included is communication with individuals, and that's what's captured in that exhibit.
Well, it also includes internet search queries and other non-communication data.
So was the point of it, of the summary, was to show inactivity at certain points?
Is to show her activity, her phone activity in terms of phone calls, texting, using Facebook, or sending photographs to someone else.
And if I understand what the sort of the purpose of the exhibit is to sort of show there's gaps of opportunity, is that possibly, am I wrong about that? I could be wrong.
It's to show the consistent communication with Raphael Suarez, the text messages, the number, the nature, the phone calls that she had with individuals during the relevant time frame, the text communication she had with those individuals, to show the gap right before she said she had a shower where there's no communication on her part for about a half hour to 45 minutes. That's the purpose of the exhibit.
But are there selfies and Google searches and stuff like that going on during that gap?
There are selfies being taken by her on the phone, but they're not, I didn't include the selfies unless they were sent to somebody.
No, I'm talking about the gap.
Yes, there's some small gaps where she's taking a series of selfies and then she picks which one she wants to send to Mr. Suarez.
You're not. So there's this gap which the state is alleging she went and took a shower. So the question is there anything in that period?
There's nothing in that gap, Your Honor.
Okay.
Those numbers are consistent.
All right. So this is what we're still gonna have a little bit more time. I'm not gonna exclude it for that reason at all. As long as it's consistent with what's there. I do think it was used more about the question of communication. In other words, that there was a lack of communication of critical Alex Xavier being harmed during that time. Seemed to be what the questions were about. So that summarizes the communications that were going on. Is that a fair statement, Mr. Torbensen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And that's what it's summarizing. It's not summarizing the actual, she's looking up Google searches or anything of that sort at the time.
Which time gap are we talking about here? Because there are a number of number skips.
The time gap that I asked for was entry 231, which is, I'm sorry, it's entry 233, which is text to Raphael Suarez. The very next entry is 234, which is text from Raphael Suarez. That's at 8:05, but her next response is until 8:29, which is 2:35. So there's no gaps in any cell phone activity from 2:33 to 2:35.
The times were 7:47 PM to 8:29 PM. Right, I believe those are the times. You may not have the same times because, or it should be the same times.
Should be. And all those records came from Exhibit 121, I believe.
Yeah, these were the Cellbrite records that you had.
Yeah, I mean, same objection. We haven't had a chance to check any of this for accuracy, but I understand the court's ruling.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Zachary? Or,
No, Your Honor.
okay. So we can bring the jury in, State?
All right, why don't we get Ms. Dikeman
Oh, yeah.
back up there?
Sorry, Ms. Dikeman. Why don't you come up and have a seat? Go from there. All right, let's bring the jury in. Okay, and everybody may have a seat, and we'll continue. Go ahead, Mr. Torbensen.
Good afternoon, Ms. Dikeman.
Hello.
Ms. Dikeman, there was some conversation about Wayne and a dog. You remember that?
Yes,
With your attorney? And you mentioned that Wayne had not been at your house for a long time, and when he stayed at the house with the dog, it was because it was really cold. Is that correct?
yes,
You're aware that there's messages between you and Derek just the week before the death of Alex Xavier, where you're talking about Wayne staying at the house, correct?
I don't remember when that was, and I'm not 100% sure when Wayne stayed at the house.
And Wayne was helping or staying at the house because he was helping you buy a new car, isn't that right?
He did help
And
me
the
get a
time-
vehicle, yes.
And the time that you needed a new car was right around the time of Alex Xavier's passing, isn't that right?
It would have been around the time of Alex's leg break, yes.
Showing you State's Exhibit 150. Is this messages between you and Mr. Pedder?
Yes,
And it's referencing Wayne and a discussion about Wayne?
yes,
And there's a message from February 6th of 2023 where you say, he's staying again because he's helping me buy a vehicle. Is that correct? It's about 2/3 of the way down.
on February 6th, yes.
You see that message?
Yes,
That confirms that Wayne and his dog were staying with you during this time frame, correct?
I believe that was the last night, yes.
Okay. I move 150 in evidence.
Judge, again, it's an altered document. Objection.
Okay. It will be received.
You were shown a exhibit yesterday, 300 by Attorney Zachar, that referenced a message that you sent to Mr. Pedron that Alex needed to be home and healing with you and not getting drunk and high with Mr. Pedron. Remember that message?
Yes,
Okay. I'm going to show it to you right now. It's Defense Exhibit 300. This is the one that we're talking about, right?
yes,
Now, that's just a very small snippet of that chat, correct? It's really 2 sentences.
yes.
Okay. What is the UTC time of those messages? Do you want me to read it? It might be harder for you to read it. I'll do it.
Okay,
And then you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. So I'm going to read from right here. It says UTC 220354. Do you see that?
yes,
And UTC means that we subtract 6 hours during this time frame. So that would make it 16:03:54, correct?
I'm not sure about that.
And thank you. I was hoping someone would. And that would make it 4 o'clock in the evening. Okay. Exhibit number 7 is Mr. Pedrin's time card. Now, this is happening on January 19th of 2023. Here's the entry on exhibit number 7 for January 19th, 2023. Tell the jury what time he clocked out.
It says 5:10.
5:10. So you are messaging him about getting drunk and high, and he's actually at work.
He had people clock him out all the time. His friends would clock him out of work.
That's your accusation.
It's true.
Those records say that he was at work, correct? You agree with that?
It says he was clocked in work. It doesn't mean he was at work.
Let's talk about what the additional messages say that also weren't shown. I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 151. There were just 2 text messages that were contained in 300 from the defense. This is a larger portion of the conversation. Would you agree? Absolutely.
I'm sorry, what's the exhibit number again?
151, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I want to direct you to the last 2 messages at the bottom of 151. Do you see it? You can compare it to these 2 messages so you can show that I'm showing you the exact same message chain. And what I've handed you is Defense 300. For now, Ms. Dikeman, you can just stay on page 1. Do you agree that the last 2 messages in Defense Exhibit 300 are at the very bottom of State's Exhibit 151?
Yes.
Okay. And yesterday you were only shown the 2 messages from Defense Exhibit 300. You weren't shown the rest of those messages. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, if you go up a little bit on State's 151, you can see a sentence where you say, you are already complaining about the Jenna part. Do you see that?
Yes.
You're referencing Jenna Love, isn't that right?
Yes.
Jenna Love is Alex Xavier's mother.
Yes.
And Jenna Love was about to get out of prison during this time, isn't that correct?
Not for a couple months.
Okay. You had some rules that you wanted Mr. Pedrin to follow, or you weren't going to stay in a relationship with him.
I wanted her to stay away from me.
You wanted her to stay away from you, no contact with you, right?
Yes.
And you wanted no contact between Mr. Pedrin and her as well. Isn't that right?
Away from me and my children.
Away from you and your children. You
Yes.
didn't want him having contact with her either, though.
That was left up to Derek.
Do you recall Derek sending at your request a text message to Aubrey, his daughter, saying any contact with Jenna would have to go through third parties?
I don't know what Derek did.
Okay. He sent that message or screenshot to you to prove to you that he wasn't going to have contact with Jenna because you didn't want that contact. Isn't that right?
I don't see that.
It's not in this part. It's just before this part. I'm asking you if you remember all of this.
No.
Do you remember having 3 rules for Derek?
Where's that?
I'll show those to you in a little bit. Now, in this message chain, the very next line after the 2 messages that you sent and we talked about in Defense Exhibit 300, You say, I gave you the option to make it right, and instead you want to call obsessive over Jenna and scream at me only about that situation. You see that on the second page?
I didn't get to read the second page. You told me to stay on the first page.
Okay, second page, it's the very first entry. Let me know when you're done.
Yes, I see it.
See it? What's the very next line that you send him in that very same message? Why don't you read it out loud?
It says it's just like you to only care about Alex and not Brantley and Araya.
So you're telling him he only cares about Alex and not the other two children?
Brantley and Araya always felt left out, yes.
Your very next message to him is one day they will have a man in their life who actually cares about them, right?
Yes,
So you're sending this to a man that you're afraid of,
yes,
and you're telling him that his children are going to have a different man in their life.
Brantley would always ask me if I could give him a better dad.
I'm going to ask that that be stricken from the record. That's hearsay.
But she was responding to your question, so I'm not going to strike it. Go ahead.
Turn to the next page, page 3 or page 36 at the top of that exhibit. The fourth entry down, you say, that's why all you do is say that you and Alex are leaving. Do you see that?
Yes,
Followed by you saying you don't give a fuck about me or my kids.
yes,
You believe that Derek gave preferential treatment to Alex.
I believe that he left the other kids out when he would use Alex as a pawn.
And yesterday when you were testifying about this text message exchange, you said you didn't want Alex leaving the house with him because you thought he was going to be drunk and high when he had Alex in his care. Is that right?
He was.
Okay. The very end of this exchange, you tell, you're having Derek sent to your mom's house to pick something up for you. Do you see that? Derek sends you a message that says, I will call you when I'm by your mom.
Objection, hearsay, confrontation.
I think this is the effect on the listener, but what she's going to respond to. Go ahead.
And that's what it says.
That's what it says, right?
Yes.
And you actually sent the passcode to your mother's house for him, correct? So that he could get into the house? And actually, it's on a different exhibit from the next day, so I'll show that to you.
It says, and I'm sick of you throwing Alex in my face. Really, why should I care anymore?
I'll show you what's been marked as 152. This is a continuing exchange between you and Mr. Pedron, is that correct?
What page?
I'm going to show you the very last part of 152, which is a screenshot. What is the screenshot of?
It's of my mom's messenger.
And it's a message that you are forwarding to Derek with the passcode to get into your mom's house, isn't that right?
Yes, but it just says that Derek's stopping by.
You're sending him to stop by, isn't that right?
Yeah, it could be for anything.
Pick up things for you.
Yeah, I don't know what.
You said earlier that Derek and your mom don't get along at all, correct?
There was times where they did, but for the most part, no.
Okay. So this person that you're saying is drunk and high during this time frame, you're sending out in a car to go pick things up.
Judge, I'm going to object. I think that mischaracterizes this from the following day.
I don't know what the, is this one continuous day? It's unclear to me.
One into the next.
Into the next
Ongoing
day?
conversation, yes.
Right, the next day, I don't know that he was drunk or high.
This is, the 20th is the day of the party, right?
Of Laura Lee's party?
No, the party that you said he had people over at the house.
Yes, but what time was that?
This message is sent at 0027:31, subtract 6 would be
6:27 p.m.
6:27 p.m. You're sending him over to the house.
Right, and I don't know who was driving, and I don't know.
That's the day of the party. Or where he had people over at the house.
I don't remember exact dates, but if it lines up with the messages, then yes. But I don't know when he started the party.
Okay. I want to talk to you a little bit about Dr. Endres' evaluation of you. She said one of the things when she evaluated you and your personality is that you project blame on other people. Do you recall that?
I do recall her saying that.
And that you minimize your role or responsibility in things. You recall that?
I don't recall that.
Okay. When you were talking under direct examination yesterday, you said that you talked to the children about the basement stairs, the children being the children that lived with you in the house on OS, correct?
I don't remember saying I talked to them about the basement stairs.
You said you don't recall that.
Can you
Testified just yesterday that you
Can you
talked to the children.
explain more about that conversation?
Yes, you talked to the children about those stairs being unsafe and they shouldn't play around them.
Yes.
Okay. That's not enough as a part of a parent to secure those stairs and make them safe for a child, is that right?
They were old enough to walk. They were old enough to know yes and no and understand not to play by the stairs.
So Araya should have understood as a 4-year-old child not to play by those stairs, in your mind.
Relevance.
You can ask if Araya was old enough to understand.
As you can see in the interview, Araya was a very smart child and she was very well spoken and she could communicate very well.
Okay. So you think that was enough as you as a parent to take safety steps for the children in the home, was just to tell them, hey, those are dangerous, stay away.
Yes, and that is why I told them to throw their clothes, not bring them down the basement stairs.
Same thing with prescription medication. You had a conversation with the children and you said, these are mom's prescriptions, stay away, don't touch, that's for adults.
Since my brain injuries, the kids noticed that I would always take pain medications or a lot of medications, I should say, not pain. And they would ask me, Mom, what are those? Why do you always take medicine? And I would tell them, Mom has to take them because of my head. You know how Mom always has headaches because they were used to quiet time. You know, Mom's head hurts, we have to have quiet time.
My question is that you believe just telling kids.
Explaining why we had, about the medication, why I explained to them.
I'm asking you beyond explaining it to them, should you have taken other safety steps?
That's not what you asked. You asked if I had a conversation with them, and I'm explaining.
Beyond having a conversation with them, should you have taken other safety steps with your medication?
Objection, speculation, relevance.
No.
Calls for a legal conclusion.
It does not.
Overruled.
I had it in my drawer next to my bed where I took it morning and night, and I explained to them those are for Mom's head.
That
They
bag
knew.
of medication you had, you could have gotten rid of all those medications, couldn't you?
I planned on doing that, and then COVID hit, and we were on lockdown.
You could store them up high where no child could ever get access to them. You could have done that, couldn't you?
They were on a higher shelf.
They were on a higher
That's
shelf?
where I put them.
So they were on a shelf where none of the children could have accessed them, is what you're telling us today?
I believe they were either on that brown shelf or on my hanger shelf, which is where I put them.
And if they were on the hanger shelf, none of the children could have reached them. Is that right?
No,
That's not right?
that is right.
That is right. None of the children could have reached it, correct?
No,
So the only person that could have touched that bag was you or Mr. Pedron.
correct.
The only two people that had the opportunity to touch that bag was you or Mr. Pedron, correct?
Yes,
Same thing if it was on the bookshelf. That was high enough that none of the children would access it, or no?
I can't say what the kids could have reached. I'm not the children.
You can observe how tall your children are and what they can grab, what their capabilities are, right?
Yes, but that house was very cluttered and I don't know what they could have reached. I mean, there was,
Whose responsibility is it to put things that are dangerous to children out of the reach of children?
I did.
You did.
I put it up. I believe it was on the hanger shelf.
You believe it was out of reach for the children.
I believe it was on the metal shelf where I hung up clothes. I believe it was on that shelf. That's where I remember putting it.
I want to talk to you a little bit about your interactions with the police on February 11th, 2023. On February 11th of 2023, Sergeant Williams comes and talks to you, and you say that you want the no contact order dropped. Isn't that right?
Right after Alex died?
Yes.
Yes.
You said that multiple times that you wanted the no contact order dropped, right?
Yes.
Alex just died in the house,
Yes.
and at that point, you're telling us that you are searching for what could have happened to Alex to cause his death, right?
I thought it was an overdose.
I understand that's what you're telling us, but you're still searching for what it could have been, right?
In my head, I thought it was an overdose.
You wanted to provide information to the police that may be relevant to anything that happened to Alex, correct?
At that time, I thought it was an overdose.
I understand that's the rehearsed answer.
It's not rehearsed.
Just strike, asked and answered.
Struck, and it's also argumentative.
When you're having this conversation, you also bring up marijuana in the house, don't you?
Yes.
And you bring up marijuana in the house because that's a concern relative to something that Derek had, isn't that right?
Because he handed it to me before he went out to the cops.
Correct, because Derek used marijuana, right?
He did.
And that was what you would reference whenever you said Derek was getting high, was marijuana.
No, he used Xanax more.
You never told that to the police.
He didn't hand me his Xanax.
I didn't say you did. You never told the police about Xanax.
No, because he didn't hand it to me. I didn't have it. I didn't know where it was. He handed me the marijuana, so I felt like I had to tell the police because I knew where it was.
You knew the police were going to search your house. At that point, they had told you they were going to conduct a search warrant of your house. Correct?
Yes.
And actually, when they took your cell phone, they took it, you didn't voluntarily turn it over. They said, we're getting a warrant for your phone. Isn't that right?
No, he said I need to take your cell phone, and I handed it to him, and I gave him the password after I wrote down numbers.
Because he told you he was getting a search warrant.
I didn't care. I didn't fight him.
That's not my question. My question was, he told you he was getting a search warrant, right?
Asked and answered.
I don't recall.
You don't recall. You told this jury that you saw Derek Pedron do a line of Xanax on the table.
I did, yes.
At that point in time, you had to have a belief, if that's true, that there may be Xanax in your house when they're going to conduct this search warrant. Isn't that right?
I don't know what Derek did with his Xanax.
Exactly. You don't know if it's in the house or not in the house if you believe it's present, and you saw it previous evening, right?
I don't know what he did with his Xanax.
And the only thing that you mentioned as a concern when law enforcement told you they were searching the residence was marijuana.
Because I had had it in my possession.
We saw a number of videos through the course of this trial where Xanax and fentanyl were discussed by Derek to you, correct?
And I to him.
Correct. Those videos you never turned over to law enforcement, isn't that right?
Objection, comment on silence.
At any point.
Comment on silence, Judge.
Yeah, he can't comment on her silence, but did they turn over? That's the question.
Did you ever turn over those videos to law enforcement at any point in time?
I gave them to my attorney.
Okay. Those videos contain accusations made by Derek about you using drugs, correct?
They were accusations towards him using the Xanax because he was.
That was your response to him, but Derek always accused you of using Xanax and he accused you of using fentanyl, isn't that right?
He accused me of a lot of things.
On those videos, he accused you of using Xanax and he accused you of using fentanyl, isn't that right?
Yes, and other things.
Those were the drugs that he brought up every time, isn't that right?
And other things, yes.
And you were wearing patches during this time frame. You've already told us about that, right?
Occasionally I wore nicotine patches.
You're telling us they're nicotine patches, but these were what Derek would say to you, Xanax and fentanyl, correct?
Argumentative, asked and answered, speculation, and
I'll move on. You knew that if you turned these videos over to law enforcement, they would have questions to you about your drug use, correct?
No, they could have drug tested me and I was working with an attorney and I handed them over to my attorney.
These videos were made in 2020 through 2022. You were not working with an attorney then, correct?
I was being advised by an attorney, yes.
In 2020 to 2022,
Yes.
you were providing these videos to an attorney.
No, I was being advised by an attorney to remain silent and not work with law enforcement
Regarding what?
regarding Alex's death.
From 2020 to 2022, you were advised to remain silent about the death of Alex?
I'm
He didn't die until 2023.
sorry, I get mixed up with the dates.
Okay. So you weren't advised at that point, correct? You agree with me now. 2020, 2022, Alex is alive.
Yes,
Okay. And Derek is talking about your drug use in these videos. He's talking about you using Xanax, you using fentanyl, right?
objection, hearsay, confrontation, asked and answered.
I'm trying to get her focused, Judge, on the
Okay.
answer.
So the question, what I'm allowed to ask is, did she turn over those, you've asked this couple of
no, I didn't.
You did not turn them over.
No,
And you knew that if you did, you would be examined for drug use issues, isn't that right?
I don't know.
You were asked about the school records for the children during your questioning yesterday. You agree that Alex Xavier had approximately 100 absences over a period of 2 years.
As well as the other children, yes.
He had more than the other children, though, correct?
I don't know.
You agree that Derek bears responsibility for that. You agree with that, right? He's the father. He should be getting Alex Xavier to school.
Yes,
Okay. And you agree that you also have responsibility for that, correct?
yes,
You both have responsibility.
yes.
Okay. And you both failed to get Alex Xavier to school on a regular basis.
I did. I couldn't.
We were shown 5 emails between you and the school. All those emails were from 2021 to 2022, isn't that right?
I get mixed up on dates, so it's whatever they say.
They were from when Alex Xavier was in kindergarten. Does that help?
I know there was emails from first grade as well.
Okay. The ones that we were shown were from kindergarten.
Okay. There was one email from when he was in first grade.
One from first grade?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 5 messages that we were shown over the course of 2 academic.
We were shown a lot. I don't know the number.
One of the things that you said when we left off before lunch was that you were scared to say anything about Alex no matter what. You recall saying that?
I was scared to say anything about all the abuse, yes.
Okay. Even when Mr. Pedrin was in custody the evening of February 10th, you were scared to say anything to Sergeant Kernine, correct?
Yes.
I or maybe it might be Deputy Carney, Deputy Paff,
Yes.
you're scared to say anything to him, scared to say anything to Laura Lee,
Yes.
scared to say anything to your mom.
Yes.
Didn't say to anything to any of those individuals because you're scared, right?
Yes. I would cover up my bruises with stories.
One of the things you said on direct examination yesterday is that you were threatened with violence even if you talked to another man.
I was.
Okay. You said you were excited to be talking to Raphael Suarez.
I was.
You're excited to be going on a date with him.
I was.
You're excited about the prospects of starting a new relationship.
Possible, yes.
Okay. You weren't afraid of that at all, but you're afraid of disclosing child abuse
Yes.
to protect Alex Xavier?
To protect all of us, yes. Other kids were being abused as well.
According to you.
Argument.
It's the truth.
You saw the forensic interviews of the children, correct?
I did.
They didn't disclose any abuse by Mr. Pedrin, did
They
they?
were scared of him too.
Judge.
I didn't ask anything about the forensics.
The forensic interviews, you did bring up the forensic interviews. You mean, which ones, the two?
I asked about disclosures regarding Mr. Pedrin right now. I think that's a different topic in the forensic videos.
Oh, yes.
And Judge, I think this calls for comment on the credibility of other witnesses, which is improper. I think that this is argumentative in the form that it's asked, as well as hearsay and confrontation.
It's an exception to hearsay. Counsel asked about the forensic interviews and her thoughts about the forensic interviews and the disclosures on direct. I think it's appropriate.
No, overruled. Go ahead.
I said they were scared of Derek.
They were scared, so that's why none
Yes.
of them said anything.
Absolutely.
Okay. But they did disclose a lot about you.
Major did.
Major did, so did
Yes.
Brantley.
Brantley didn't.
He said, you choke.
I don't recall what Brantley said, but
He said, you hit.
I never hit Alex.
I'm saying what he said. He said, you hit.
I never hit and I never choked my children.
He said, you kick.
I never kicked my children.
The children were placed in separate homes before the forensic interviews were conducted and after the death of Alex Xavier, isn't that right?
Yes.
Major was with his dad,
Yes.
and his dad didn't live with you, right?
No.
He had no idea what or how you treated the children inside your home, correct?
They were all talking to Major before the interview.
They were all talking to Major.
His grandma and his dad were calling the sergeant multiple times after talking to Major,
About what Major was reporting, correct?
supposedly.
And you know those calls were recorded, correct?
To the sergeant,
Yes.
not the ones to Major.
And you know that the sergeant documented what those concerns were and they weren't relative to the forensic video.
Objection calls for evidence beyond this witness's scope.
It's sustained.
You've heard those recordings. I'll move on.
Yeah.
Brantley was in a different home, correct?
Yes.
Brantley was in the home of one of your relatives.
Yes.
It was your relative that took Brantley to his forensic interview.
Yes.
Brantley, to your knowledge, was not having any contact with Major during that time frame, correct?
I don't know.
These are the rules that you put in place for Mr. Pepper. Do you recognize this series of text messages?
1 second.
Do you see about a little over 1/3 of the page down, and it's a message from you, and it starts off with the word fix?
Yes, are you gonna stop with the or start with the first rule?
Your first rule is fix the shit with a no contact, correct?
Yes,
Okay, your second rule is tell the truth. It's better for a family to communicate, and you and her won't ever be. That's talking about her and Mr. Pedro and Jenna Love, correct?
I don't believe so.
And your option on that other one is or tell me the truth, meaning tell me the truth about whether or not you're communicating with Jenna Love, right?
No,
Your next rule is get rid of bitches,
all right,
because you thought he was seeing other women.
I didn't know,
And then the last one was make me feel loved, right?
right? And not abused,
It doesn't say that, it just says make me feel loved.
but I know how I felt.
Your message is make me feel loved, right? He sends you a screenshot at the very end of this chain. I think it might be on your exhibit. I'm just turning it to mine so we can both look at it at the same time. The person in Mr. Pedron's phone is heart my life and then flowers, correct? At the very top.
I see it,
Yeah. And this is a text message to AUBZ, who's Aubrey, his daughter, right?
yes,
And he's telling Aubrey that if there's communication when his mom gets out, there will still be a no contact order in place. Isn't that right?
yes, that's what he says.
He's doing this because this is what you want.
No, I don't, I never controlled Derek, he controlled me.
He's sending you a screenshot saying that he's not going to have contact and telling Aubrey about that because that's one of your rules.
No, it was not.
Moving 153 in evidence.
Hearsay confrontation.
This is her messages, right?
To her message.
But no, it's a message that Mr. Pedron sent to his daughter that was screenshot and sent to her.
Okay. Okay, the earlier parts of the exhibit are received. The screenshot, screenshot is hearsay, but the screenshot is in reference to what the response is, so it's completeness, so I'll allow it to be received.
And my only argument would be it shows his actions based on the messages sent to him. Sent back to her.
I didn't make him do
Judge,
it.
I think that's the definition of hearsay.
That is the definition here, so I'm allowing it in just to show what the series of conversations are, so,
Yes.
and responses. Go ahead.
I want to talk real briefly about the chain of events surrounding Alex Xavier's fall down the stairs, as reported by you, okay? That fall happened on January 14th, 2023?
I'm not good with dates, so
Okay. Did it happen the day before or the day of the birthday party that you attended for Christian?
again, I'm not good with dates. That's the hardest with my brain injury.
Okay. If the birthday party that you attended for Christian was on a Saturday, you already represented to this jury that you wanted to get Alex Xavier medical care that Saturday at that party, correct?
I did.
And you also told us that it was Mr. Pedron who was drinking and wanted to stay drinking and did not want to get medical care for him, correct?
Right.
Okay, the next day is a Sunday, though. And Alex Xavier isn't taken in for medical care at any point on that Sunday, is he?
I'm sorry, I do not remember the date. It's a blur.
Okay. He's not able to walk at all on Saturday. You have to pick him up and carry him, isn't that right?
I did.
Okay. And you had to carry him, not only just physically carry him out of the car, but carry him into the house.
Yes.
And you had to carry him and put him on a bed.
Yes.
And you told us earlier that you had balance issues, and so you didn't think you could do something like kick a child, but you're carrying around a 47-pound child.
It was very hard.
It was very hard, but you were capable of doing it, right?
I had to hold on with all my might,
And you carried him in that
almost
house.
dropping him, yes.
And you carried him out of that house.
By the time I got to the vehicle or the bed, I was literally holding on till he was like to my knees. I struggled. The left side of my body is very weak.
And you could physically pick him up and put him in a grocery cart, correct?
Again, I struggled.
That's
And
higher up even to put a child.
If you can see where he was sitting in that grocery cart, it was on the seat, not in the cart. It wasn't in the cart. They had those double seats, so it wasn't like I was lifting him in the cart.
You picked him up and put him in the cart was my question.
Not in the cart, no.
You pick him up and carry him around the house.
No.
You moved him from the couch to the bed on the evening of February 10th.
Yes. Again, my right side is stronger than my left, so I sacrifice my right side.
You have the ability to balance and carry a 47-pound child.
I sacrifice my right side a lot, and I used the bed to scoot him to where he was laying. I've learned to live with this disability.
Outside of sending one video to Laura Lee involving Alex Xavier being yelled at by his father and telling her to keep it and hold on to it and not send it out, is there another example you have anywhere of how you protected this child from this claimed abuse that you say was being committed time and time again?
I sent over a dozen videos to Laura Lee.
That's according to you, not her though, right?
It's the truth.
With all this abuse happening to the children in the house, according to you, to Alex Xavier, to the other children, you never reported it to law enforcement once.
I did.
When?
On the 911 call.
You never reported it to police after making that 911 call. When you were interviewed, did you?
I did that one time. I felt like I could that one time. After that, I was scared for our lives.
Scared for your lives to report child abuse, but excited for your life to go on a date. Thank you.
Argumentative, move to strike.
Saying. All right, redirect.
Yeah, I want to talk about this issue with the shower. Back in 2023, how did you wear your hair?
I wear it either down or up.
Was it about the same length and, I was going to say width, but the same fullness as now?
Yes, my hair's always been long.
Okay. How did you go about drying your hair after you get out of the shower?
I'd put it up in a towel.
So you wouldn't blow dry it right after a shower?
No.
And Josie, if you are in the shower, would you wash off makeup or other things that you were wearing?
Yes.
I'm going to show what's already been admitted as 254. Josie, take a look at your hair here on the zoomed out view. Does that look like you had recently been in the shower?
No.
Does it look dry and like in the position that it normally would have been?
Yes.
And I got a quick makeup tutorial over lunch from Ms. Sanchez here, but does it look like you're wearing lip gloss or something on your lips?
Yes.
Is that something that normally you would have washed off in the shower?
Yes.
Zoom in here to your eyes, and it looks like you're wearing eyeliner on the upper and lower sections of your eye. Is that correct?
Eyeliner and mascara.
Mascara. Okay, mascara is the one on top, right?
That's the eyelashes.
Oh, okay, the eyelashes. Would you have put makeup back on after a shower?
No, not if I was going to sleep.
Josie, fair to say that there were some flirty texts about possibly taking a shower with Raph in the
Yes.
series of those messages?
Yes.
You're familiar with that bathtub? I have one like that myself in my house. Is it your experience that water will, or droplets of water will remain in the tub for a period of time after taking a shower?
Yes.
And did you see any water or evidence of a recent shower in the tub?
No.
We're all addicted to our telephones these days. Are there parts of the day where you're not using your phone, Josie?
If I'm holding the kids to get them to sleep, Brantley was big on that. I had to hold him and rub his back. If I was watching TV, I would not. If I was eating something, I wouldn't. If I had a bad headache, because if I'm on the phone too much, I get the screen. I have to take a break.
How about if you're playing with the kids?
Yes. I stopped. One of the reasons, other than Derek accusing me of stuff, I stopped going on Facebook also because I noticed it was taking me away from the children.
Does it strike you as unusual at all, Josie, that there would be a period of time that you're not sending or receiving texts for half an hour to 40 minutes or however long that was?
Yes, I'm still like that. I won't text people back for a long period of time.
Did you take a shower?
No.
So, going to after Alex died, did you want Derek to see the kids?
Yes.
Why is that?
I mean, I don't know why, but even being abused and going through all that trauma, you just, part of you wants that person there. And I just wanted a piece of Alex. I wanted a piece of, even though he was so abusive, I wanted to feel like Alex was there. I wanted to feel like that life was there. And even if I was getting beaten, I just wanted to feel like my family was there.
Okay.
Just for a second.
Was Derek seeing the kids regularly after Alex died?
He would not come see the kids. He would come in the night only to see me.
Were you upset with Derek for not coming to see the rest of his kids?
Yes.
Now, the state suggested that you wanted Derek to come over to have sex with you. Was that the case?
No, but that's all he wanted.
So, Josie, you were asked several times why you didn't mention child abuse before. Do you recall those questions?
Yes.
What were you trying to tell Sergeant Crenine when you told him that you were scared of Derek?
it was so hard to open up and talk to the police about what was happening. It's like I couldn't get it out because of the fear. And when I told him I was scared, part of me wanted him to just care and be there and ask, but I couldn't get it all out. The fear took over, and all I could see was what would happen if I did, what would happen if I told. He would find me. Pictures of the guns, people he knew would find me. He would kill me and the kids and then himself.
Josie, did you believe that the police had any ability to protect you or the kids if you disclosed that Derek had been harming the children?
No, because he always got out. He always got the charges dropped. He always blamed me, made me get the no contacts drop, made me hound the DA.
Were you able to confide in Brian Moldenhauer about some of the abuse that was going on at home?
Yes, Brian was a very good friend of mine. He's one of those people that I've known for high school, and he's just never changed. He's been the same person since high school, and he's a farmer, and he's never been through trauma. He's just a really good person that I could talk to. And
Josie, you recall the 911 call where you said that Derek did the same thing to his 6-year-old as well?
yes,
Was that a moment of fear where you were you scared saying that even to the dispatcher?
I was, and I just spit it out, and I was scared.
And did anybody ever ask you what that meant?
No,
On the topic of protecting the kids from Derek, did you try getting a restraining order against him?
I did.
And do you recall in that restraining order, did you mention that Derek was becoming violent with the children? As part
Question is beyond the scope.
Judge, the state opened this door.
It's overruled, go ahead.
I don't know, this is just,
Oh. This is a copy of a certified copy, but we have the certified copy here. If you're looking for that.
Let me see what you're talking about.
Josie, I'm showing you what's been marked as 313. Does this appear to be a restraining order that you tried seeking against Derek?
Yes.
Did anybody help you with that?
Yes, a lady from Salvation Army.
Okay, so this was the social worker at the Salvation Army?
Yes,
I see the date on page 3 here is it's signed June 25th of 2019. Is that accurate?
yes,
Would that have been the date that you signed it?
yes,
It looks like the notary is our current court reporter. Is that correct?
yes,
All right. So Josie, on the back, there was a section where you had to write what had happened with Derek. Do you recall that?
yes,
And
But for the purposes of this exhibit, I'm going to ask that be used for the limited purposes related to the children only.
Yep.
that's all I'm gonna use it for.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I am just gonna highlight a section here. Did you write that Derek uses violent force towards the children at our home?
yes.
What did you mean by that?
He was violent towards the children, and he would hurt them.
Offer 313 for the purposes used.
For the sole purposes used,
For
to
that
be
purpose,
received.
yes.
Yeah, be received for that sole purpose.
Josie, what happened with that restraining order?
He didn't follow it, and
Judge, I'm going to object. I don't think, can we have a sidebar?
Let's talk about the house again, and we've already agreed that the house was pretty messy and pretty cluttered. Is that fair?
yes,
Do you think that you would have noticed if a particular piece of property like that purse was on or off the floor at the time?
no.
I want to talk about Derek's phone call to you after he was arrested on the 10th. Your phone call to Derek after you were arrested in May of 2023. Do you remember talking about that?
Yes.
How were you feeling at that moment, Josie?
I was in shock. I didn't understand my charges. I had to keep asking the jailers what my charges were. I miss my kids. They were crying for me on the phone.
What did you mean, Josie, when you told Derek that you got what you wanted? I'm being blamed for it.
Before I got arrested, Derek kept telling me that
Objection, this calls for hearsay.
Yeah, sustain.
What did you mean by that comment, Josie?
Derek said he was going to blame me.
Objection, calls for hearsay. She's responding with his answers.
Effect on the listener.
So it's not being offered for the truth of the matter, only for the effect on the listener.
Only for why she would say that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Josie.
Derek said that when he was beating me at my mom's, that he was going to blame me for Alex's murder or death.
Why would you tell this man that you love him on the phone?
Because I was in a situation where I was alone. I wanted my kids, and I needed love.
I'm going to follow up a little bit on what you offered earlier with the state, but have you known Derek to have others clock him in or out of work if he was late or leaving early?
Yes.
Calls for hearsay.
The question was asked why she believed. This is what she believed. Go ahead.
He would come home and brag about it.
That's hearsay. I would ask that be stricken.
Given the situation, I'll allow her to answer that question.
So talking about that purse or the coach bag, Josie, you said that you believed it was on the hanger shelf. Did you know that it was there for sure?
In my mind, I picture it was on there.
You know whether or not Derek accessed that bag while he was in the room with Alex?
I don't know. I didn't.
Along kind of the same lines, why did you ask to lift the no contact order with Derek after Alex died?
Because we had a mutual hurt in common, and that was Alex.
You gave some testimony that you wanted to feel something. You wanted to feel like Alex was still around. Is that accurate?
I did, and I just wanted to feel, even if it was hurt and pain, I just wanted to feel some type of closeness to Alex.
So, Josie, you were asked why you couldn't take Alex to the doctor on Sunday after the birthday party. Do you remember that question?
Yes.
What was going on in your life where you couldn't take Alex to the doctor yourself on Sunday?
In the morning of Sunday, when we got back from the birthday, Derek had beaten me to the point where I could not move because he accused me of him getting beat up by the Hispanics.
By the Spanish-speaking men?
Yeah.
Was there any reason why Derek couldn't take Alex to the doctor on Sunday?
No.
Josie, in terms of the staircase, what efforts did Derek make to protect that staircase from children playing around it or falling on it?
He didn't.
You did nothing at all?
No.
Regarding the emails to and from Hinchin, the school district, were there additional emails that we didn't discuss between you and the staff of Hinchin?
Yes.
Were you in fairly regular contact with the school?
Yes, they considered me a helicopter parent.
A helicopter parent, did I hear that right?
Yes.
In terms of the text sequence that you were asked about where Derek swung by your mom's house to get something, would your mom occasionally have things for you, food or utensils or anything else?
Yeah, she'd pick up clothes for the kids. She'd pick up, if I couldn't afford Tylenol, ibuprofen, soda, water. I mean, whatever, anything. She'd find something on sale. She'd pick it up for me.
Okay.
She was a mom.
And if that trip to your mother's happened the following day, do you know if Derek was still drunk and high, like you said on the 20th?
I don't know.
Why would you say in those text messages that Alex needs to be here at home healing and not out getting drunk and high with you?
That would have been the day before he went to my mom's.
Yeah. And why would you say that to Derek in a text, that he needs to be home healing, not out getting drunk and high with you?
Because Derek,
This was asked and answered in direct originally.
Sustain.
Were you telling the truth when you made those statements on the text messages, Josie?
Asked and answered.
Sustain.
Did you have any reason to believe that those texts from the 19th and the 20th of January would one day be used in a homicide trial 3 years later?
Asked and answered.
Overruled on that.
no, I would not, and I wouldn't have wrote them if they weren't true.
Give me 1 second, Judge. That's all I have on redirect.
Recross?
I just want to touch briefly on the photograph that you were showing after sending the text message that said, "I just showered," okay? The time frame where your phone has no activity is from roughly 7:47 to 8:29, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. The text message photo that you send to Raphael Suarez, the photo that we've seen in court, that's sent at approximately 9:20, isn't that correct?
If that's what it says.
Okay. And the photograph, you take a number of selfies according to your phone activity before you pick that one to send to your date for the next day, isn't that right?
That's what I usually do, yes.
Phones have filters on them, correct?
Yes, but
You're also sending a text message to someone you're going on a date with the very next day, correct?
yes,
Okay. You want to look your best, you want to show your best for that date, isn't that right?
I mean, I guess, yeah.
People don't generally send a text message to someone they're about to date the next day with no makeup, nothing on.
I do,
You do,
yes.
okay? That's not what you did here, though, is it?
I already had makeup on.
After you showered.
I didn't shower.
I understand you say that today.
Any redirect?
Josie, did you regularly wear makeup to bed?
No,
And the time frame of 7:47 to 8:29, would that have been right after Derek was arrested?
I believe so, but I'm not good with time.
He was arrested around 7:30.
I think so.
Were the kids upset at all by the fact that Derek had been arrested?
Objections beyond the scope.
It's related to this timing issue. I'll allow that question to be asked.
Not this time, no.
Okay. Did you have some things to do with getting the kids to bed and getting the kids rounded up after Derek was arrested?
Yes,
Did you use a filter on your phone when you were taking those selfies, Josie?
I'm not good with the filters, and those are usually on Snapchat,
Okay.
other than like tints for the background.
And we don't see cartoon dog ears or anything on you, correct?
No, I don't know how to work those, unless it's on Snapchat.
Were you wearing makeup in that photograph?
I was.
Nothing further.
Anything further on that?
Nothing on that.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Judge.
Hey, step down. Why don't we take a break for about 15 minutes and we'll go from there. 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, we could go also go down.
You know I'm here. Yeah. All the ones I need to move? Oh, yeah, that too. That goes without saying.
4 sticks.
152? So everything but 148. Okay. Is there a 148 or no?
Hopefully it opens when you leave.
Oh, so we jumped around a little bit.
So why don't we just come back at 3:40 so we can deal with the various things.
Sidebars?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Parts and stuff. Take 10 minutes. 2:40, not 3:40. Thank you.